Hello everyone, this is Aether Nightmare, and welcome back to what is probably going to be the final day of Homeward, He Who Caught the Wind. So let us see what all is left. We are going to be on Chapter 3, Variations on the Song of the Dragon and Freedom. So we already have Focused Experience mode enabled. We can just go directly to it. I hear too the final minigame quest is going to be kind of long with this one too. So I might see how I decide to tackle it.
Alright, we made it! Time for round 2! Huh? Was this bubble this color before? Is something wrong?
It's been contaminated with the abyss.
I'm not sure. It was like this when I came to check on things this morning.
The abyss, that's what I said.
That can't be! How would the power of the abyss even get in there?
You sure know your stuff, Traveler. That's where my head went too. But I don't know. Something is different about this power.
I mean, did something else mess with our bubble? Is it the fact that we can't keep the memory hidden? Yeah, it's hard to describe. It's abyssal in nature, but it's also not a threat.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Round thing cute?
It seems to be in an embryonic state. Like an egg that hasn't hatched, the dark clouds before a storm, or an omen before disaster strikes.
Of course, the world within the magic bubble is imaginary, so the same should be true of this abyssal power. At least for now.
You created this magic, right, Alice? Do you have any idea what's going on here?
New magic does often come with its issues, so I can't say I'm entirely surprised something like this would crop up. As for a solution, however, I'm afraid I need more information first.
Is it impossible to have a Tavat without the abyss, even if it's technically a fake world?
One thing is for certain, at least. Given the current threat, we'll have to close off the bubble to event participants. My apologies, Miss Alice. I know you've made a promise to Klee, but I'm not sure you'll be able to keep it.
Oh, nothing gets in the way between her and the promises with her daughter.
Have we ever seen Alice look this serious?
Breaking a promise to Klee might make her angrier than all of Dottoro's scheming combined.
Unprecedented crisis notwithstanding, it's too soon to just throw in the towel. What we should be focusing on is how we're going to fix this.
Are we talking about the Klee situation or the Abyss situation?
Both. Now, I have my suspicions, but I'll need someone to head into the bubble and confirm a few things. It's not like we can avoid going in there, right? We have to nip this crisis in the bud, after all.
I agree. We have to take action.
All right. I'll go convince Klee to play somewhere else for now and then head right back. In the meantime, Nicole, be a dear and keep observing the bubble from out here. Oh, and provide any fixes you can while the rest are inside.
I don't know, Alice. There are quite a few unknowns here. It's not like I can force people to head in there and take that risk. We angels aren't miracle workers.
You sure about that?
Let's not be pedantic,
Fine.
shall we?
I'll do what I can. Just be quick, okay? This is your magic, after all.
Well, guess this is our best option. We're definitely not gonna sit back and watch.
What was today's story meant to be again?
The part where Barbados uses the lyre to summon abyss-corrupted Dvalin. Then, everyone joins forces to fight him inside Storm Terror's lair, purges him of abyssal influence, and there you have it. Happy ending.
Yep, that sounds like how it happened.
Well, we've got the gang from back then all here. Let's go in and find out what's happening.
Count me in too. Potential threat or not, if there's even the slightest chance Mondstadt is in danger, I need to get to the bottom of it.
I forget if Kaya was on that trip or not.
Jean?
It's nothing. I was just feeling a bit, nostalgic, getting to work together like this again.
Yeah. Yesterday felt like that too.
Yes, but that was for fun. that which confronts us now is a real crisis. So I suppose the memories just came back to me all at once.
Ooh, look at you getting all sentimental. That's a first.
Well, I suppose I am a bit too high-strung most of the time.
Hey, don't be embarrassed to say what you feel. I think that's how things should be. It's how we all grow closer. Besides, the more you open up, the less people will be surprised like Paimon here when you choose to share something.
Just look at Paimon. No filter whatsoever, word vomits whatever comes to mind. And that's what makes her so endearing and approachable.
Ha! It's about time you gave Paimon a compliment, tone-deaf bard. Hang on. Was that a compliment?
I can't
Before
be
we
sure.
set off, I just want to stress that whatever is happening in the bubble right now is a huge unknown. I was able to maintain contact before, but right now all I can observe within is chaos. So I imagine communication might be cut off as well.
I'm trying to decide too if her bow was meant to be a Christofly.
It might be difficult for us to guide you, so proceed with caution.
Don't worry. This isn't our first time leaping headfirst into a dangerous situation.
There's also a last resort I can fall back on if worst comes to worst. Though it would mean all our recent hard work going to waste.
Destroying the bubble.
You mean destroying the bubble entirely?
Yes, if it comes down to it.
All right, I'll monitor the situation from outside and provide whatever external fixes and support I can in the meantime.
Understood. Prepare for the worst, hope for the best. Sound good?
Sounds like my daily.
All right, let's go.
My daily routine. Let's begin. Yeah, either something got in, or it's recreating it too accurately.
Whoa! Is this Mondstadt? Didn't we all come in at the same time? Where are the others?
The bubble must be in a highly unstable state right now.
Look! There's Venti! Surrounded by a whole bunch of monsters!
Need to go help him.
Yeah!
Ah, perfect timing. Come on, let's show these unwelcome guests the door.
Venti. Venti, there is no door. We show them our fists. Ooh, I don't have my usual.
Think you can get away?
It's a good thing I have my regular pyre set up, otherwise this could be annoying. Nicole, I can barely hear you, dear. I was ready to start reading those just in case. Oh, I'm on the right, actually.
Let's play! Brace yourselves. Yeah. Ugh, I'm not in the mood for this.
What gear do I have? Not my gear. If I could have my actual kit back, that'd be fantastic.
All good, Venti?
Very much so, thanks to your timely arrival. But Mondstadt looks like it's in bad shape.
The story's all messed up now.
Yeah! The city's crawling with abyssal monsters. It's almost like we've already lost.
I'm not sure what happened, but the rest of our group might need backup. Let's find them first.
Good point. Let's go!
he's all purple. What happened to my dragon?
Look, it's Dvalin! Is that just Paimon, or does he look way worse than back then?
You're right. The corruption has spread throughout his entire body. If we had failed to purify him in real life, I imagine this is what would have become of him.
Wait! It looks like something's falling!
It's his tears.
Like the ones we purified in the past?
Yes, but at this point, these tears are essentially crystallizations of abyssal power. If left unchecked, they will continuously summon abyssal monsters, and this disaster will never end. We also need to get our hands on one of them.
Right, so I can purify it.
No, this degree of corruption cannot be cleansed. Besides, we need them in their corrupted state if we want to summon Dvalin. I doubt the pure sound of the lyre can reach him in his current state.
Sounds like this whole thing is still gonna end in a confrontation, though. Just like back then.
It's like we're in the bad end of a
Yes.
visual novel.
I wasn't certain before Dvalin showed up, but now I'm sure this situation is more than simple chaos. It seems more like an alternate version of events, and I have some idea of how it came to be.
So do I, but first we should find our companions. Do we?
Well,
Is it one of the things I
monsters abound
suggested?
No matter where we look. You choose where to go, and I'll follow.
Collect the tears and find your companions. I should probably actually re-equip my lunchbox, because I don't have a whole lot of healing power by myself.
Time for takeoff. Here we go.
Here we go.
Brace yourselves. Yeah.
Especially since, oops. I'm back. I don't even think Hydro on the moon has healing power, does it? Since it's styled more after Nouvelette's than Farina. Here's the thing. Oh, okay. That can be a little better. Archive? Ooh. I see, there's other things I could have been interacting with. Good to know.
Hey, Diluc is over there.
Look, a actual fighter. Good, you handle it.
Here we go.
This is not where I normally have my team setups either, so my brain is automatically defaulting to, oh, Claymore is left. Other silly things. Bow user is right. If you noticed, I almost always have my characters set up a certain way. It's on purpose. Dude, are you gonna come join us or not? Same goes with you. Like, group up or don't.
Let's play.
Made it. Thanks for the assist. It looks like Mondstadt is in dire straits. Did you see any knights or civilians on the way here?
None.
And my initial suspicion could be right. The knights have abandoned the city and evacuated all civilians to a different location.
Abandon the city?
In the face of unrelenting abyssal attacks, it's possible they had no other choice. But none of that matters now. An empty city has its advantages. We won't need to divert our attention to protecting civilians for one. Oh, and this thing. It looks like one of Dvalin's tears. I don't feel good about just leaving it here.
That happens to be just what we were hoping to find. Let's take it with us.
Wait, what about Barca? Have you seen him?
And Jean?
No, I'm not sure where he is. We'll just have to keep looking.
Did we forget about
I
Jean?
think I saw Jean on the other side of the city. I was going to head over after clearing out these monsters. We should go help her.
Good idea.
Nicole's here to supply cheat codes.
Yahoo! Wouldn't quite think you can get away.
Please don't dodge my hits. Yeah, these aren't my characters either. So they might not hit quite as hard as mine. They don't seem as strong as the ones you get on loan. This is something I need to collect. But it's not exactly what I'm actually looking for. I don't need to fight, I'm not gonna. Because one, I don't know if these respawn. And two, they're not actually part of the target thing yet. Once I get Barca, these will just clear out as easy as hot butter. Until then. Hello, Jean.
Look, it's Jean!
You have a healer now. Problem is, these two as animal characters don't really coordinate all that well together. Oh, wait. Were you buffed? You're healing on every hit now. How long have you been able to do that? She might be C6 or something. I gotta look. All party members have a movement increase. Dandelion Breeze up one. Holding speed of Gale Blade after held for more than 1 second. No? Did she get a new attribute thing? Is it this? Crit rate increase. How are you healing after every hit? I thought it used to be only on your burst. Maybe it's just for this? I don't know.
Brace yourselves.
Thanks for the help. I know everything we encounter in this bubble is imaginary, but these monsters sure fight like the real thing. It's a bit too true to life.
Don't worry. As long as we collect Dvalin's tears, we can use this abyssal power to our advantage.
I see. In that case, let's get moving.
Have you seen Barca, by the way? We haven't found him yet.
No, he might be at the upper levels. Let's search together.
Better to find him soon than later. The Grandmaster is an exceptional warrior, but this is the abyss we're dealing with. You can never be too careful.
Okay, gather contaminated drops within the city. Guess I'll just look around for those then. But yeah, I'm not used to Jean hitting on healing on every hit. I wonder if that's something they either added later in her kit or was maybe bugged out when I first got her. Because that was true with a lot of characters for a while. What's this thing do? Oh, lightning! Fun! Is she healing now? Yes, she is. It's not much, but she is healing on each hit. I don't see any there. Maybe I'm taking too long. The game's just like, here, just take them.
Huh? What happened?
Did we find Varka?
The statue's broken!
Oh, Minty, I'm so
Grandmaster
sorry.
Should be over there. Come on, let's hurry.
That drink was your final drink for the statue too, huh, Minty? I know it's just for a dream version, but still. You're nothing but a bust.
We're here to help.
Perfect timing. Let's do this.
Question is, did the Abyss do it or did you?
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Burn!
Time for takeoff. Let's play.
Up the ante!
Yeah, now we can actually deal some decent damage. Still an element. Nope. Let's get some Night Soul to get rid of that.
Looks like we're all back together. Everyone in one piece?
Yes. The Honorary Knight arrived just in time to help us out.
Now that we've collected Dvalin's tears, the monster attacks appear to be easing up too. I'm sure you've noticed, Varka, but the city is pretty much a ghost town at this point.
Yeah, we should get out of here. No sense wasting our strength.
And go where?
This place should be safe from monster attacks for now, at least.
Anyone there? The communication function bugged out again. Do you copy? It's me, Nicole. Alice just got back too.
Yeah, we can hear you now! What's going on?
When designing this experience, we cut out the part where the traveler cleanses the abyssal power, and we didn't think to replace it with a different sequence of events. I think what we're witnessing is a direct result of that.
I forgot they were gonna take that part out.
I thought the event Because Dvalin was never purified, we've encountered a major bug.
I knew it. So, what we're witnessing now is like an alternate version of events where the Honorary Knight never appeared in Mondstadt.
Wait, but even if the Traveler never showed up, you could have done something, right, Benji?
The Abyss is a far greater enemy than one person can face. I could have handled that specific situation, sure, but it wouldn't have gone quite so well. If I'm not mistaken, you've seen how that version of the story goes yourself, right, Farka? Through the mage's scryglass?
Yeah, it was a kind of prophecy. It felt so real, I doubt I could ever forget it. In the end, you were able to seal Dvalin away, but you were wounded in the process.
But if Dvalin was sealed, how did things get to this point?
Because a seal doesn't solve the root problem. Over time, the Abyss would just grow stronger and stronger, deteriorating Dvalin's consciousness until there was nothing left.
Wait! Does that mean what we saw earlier was...
The aftermath of Dvalin breaking free from the seal. That's right. He is in dire straits. The power of the Abyss has fused with his flesh and bones. Purifying him now in this state is no different than sentencing him to death.
So, if we want to resolve this crisis,
We have to kill Dvalin. I know that sounds intense, but remember, this is a fictional world. The real Dvalin is right as rain and a lot more mellow than this one, that's for sure.
You say that, but all these fictional worlds that I've been to from these witches have real people inside of them.
We have our solution, so let's hop to it. Should be a piece of cake for a group like this. No time to lose, right? We've got Klee waiting for us after all.
She's playing somewhere else right now, so we do have some time. Of course, the sooner we resolve this, the better.
You're right. This is the only way.
I know Dvalin means a lot to you. If this is too hard, you can leave it to us, you know? No need to scar yourself over a game, right?
I'll be fine. I was prepared for that possibility back then, too. Let's go. Storm Terror's lair awaits. This is it. Ready, everyone?
It's been a long time since I've done this fight.
More than.
of course. I just hope I learned a thing or two since the first time around.
Ha! Guess I'm the newbie, huh? Good thing I'm a quick learner then.
What about you, Traveler? This was your first big fight in Tibet. Were you nervous back then? How about now?
I'm not nervous. We've all grown a lot since then.
This is a
We
bad
overcame
team
this
comp, though.
challenge once, and we can do it again.
Paimon believes in you!
Then let the mournful cries of this lyre, tainted and defiled, summon a familiar now utterly warped.
Isn't he like immune to wind, though? Over half of our party's wind.
You alright, Barbados?
Turning the surging abyss into musical notes is no simple task. But how could I claim to be the finest bard in Tibet if I didn't rise to the occasion?
I have heard enough.
Can't understand you, man.
Well, this hulking dragon is as intimidating as ever!
Remember, we need to wear him down first before we can attack his weak spot.
Oop, wrong character. I was aiming for Traveler. Yeah, Abyssal Storm Terror. Freedom comes even through the destruction of all things. Now he breathes in the middle. Yes, swirl doing anything? Haven't done this fight in a couple years, probably. After Genshin did the big hiatus for a little while. Not on my end, but theirs. I did this fight so many times because there was nothing else to do that I kind of just never did it again. Forgot about these. Just want a shot. I want one shot.
Time to switch positions.
Guess that's probably not gonna do much. Whoa! I attempted. Attempts were made. I didn't succeed, but they were made. I forgot I have to stand on like these, and then they give me a little wind current thing. Can we please? Keeps going different ways than what I think he's gonna do. Take my charge attacks. There we go.
Climb up and attack the abyssal core.
That still glitches out, I see. Keeps me locked in that position. Back I go.
Nice job. One more to go.
Is that new? Switch. Yeah, you really need Parka for this. Why did you give me so many wind characters? I want to see how far it would lock on. I should maybe move. Or it just does that. Come on, pause to the ground. Quit jumping over my attacks.
Retribution! Maria sweeping in! Up the ante!
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Thunder! Up the ante!
Think you can get away?
No! Damn it! Still burning, still burning.
practice.
If I had a different bow, I'd be able to shoot him out of the sky too, but I don't. Oh, sure, now you do that. Barca! You just have to be mid-charge. The crystal.
Time for takeoff.
See if I can get it to hold out. No! I thought maybe if I put it there, it'd continue to stay longer. But no. Yeah, I was gonna say here comes a big thing. Usually avoid it with these, but it's not that big of a deal. This would be a much cooler fight if they didn't give me freaking swirl characters on the Animo Dragon. I feel like any other team I would be able to build myself would have this thing shredded in a tenth of this time. Oftentimes I can't aim where he actually is either. The other hard part too is with this kit is I need to like obviously hit him hard enough to knock him down, but at the same time I need some left over for the crystal. Oh, now you can do that? Wait, regular Dvalin? Did Alice go get you to bring you in? Something's on his back. I thought it was anyway. Oh, it's us.
Dvalin, you're here!
I follow the lyre's song, wherever it leads.
Thank you. Looks like the mage's tale isn't over yet.
Might not be a happy ending, but someone's got to strike the final blow.
It's your turn to be the hero.
I'll take knight over hero any day.
Kudos to that sword for even holding out, being able to do that.
La la la.
Yeah, we haven't had a cutscene this long and detailed for a while. It's kind of a treat. Ooh. Foot to the face. Oh dear. I mean, I guess he had to come out somewhere.
I'm here to play. Huh?
Just be glad he landed in the lake. Oh, I've passed out that way. Ooh. Slumped over the railing like that. It's not fun. It hurts. The bubble crises have resolved without incident while Alice and Nicole fix the flaws in the magic to prevent any reoccurrence of the problems. How about the flaw in the wall? You know, the big one? And this is why we don't let big Pokemon out of the ball in tiny rooms. Clea doesn't notice a thing and embarks on a relaxing adventure alongside her mother and Nicole. Nothing? No comments about our new gigantic window? Now the only issue left for the knights to resolve might be the window Dvalin broke. And the wall.
Looks like it was a happy ending after all.
To the window, to the wall, and to the lake our dragon falls.
It was kind of like a choo-choo car ride. It had its fun moments and its thrills. All in all, Paimon had a great time.
Yeah, except for the part where we could have been seriously injured.
Guess it wasn't without some collateral damage, though. Sorry about the window, Jean.
It's fine. As long as the building itself is intact, I consider that a win. I'll arrange for the window to be replaced at a later date.
I mean, you should still check the foundation. Does this mean that Venti gets solitary confinement since he technically did more damage than Klee?
In any case, we were lucky Dvalin arrived when he did. It would have been tricky to deal with a flying opponent otherwise.
I suppose I could have created a gust of wind to whisk us up, but I'm not sure our gliders would have survived the process.
Honestly, after everything we faced, I can't believe Alice still decided to bring Klee in there to play. She's a daring one, that's for sure. I mean, can we be certain there aren't other bugs that just haven't cropped up yet?
I suppose that speaks to the confidence the mages have in their magical mastery.
And the fact that the small child's magic is explosives, D-Luke. You kind of forget about that. Most powerful Spark Knight, Klee.
If I know Alice, the whole bubble could have been blown to bits, and Klee still wouldn't have had a single scratch.
Her abilities do speak for themselves, I suppose.
So, what now? Anyone down for a drink? My treat.
Sounds like a great idea. But tonight it's on me. I happen to have a bottle of fine wine set aside just for the expedition team.
And D-Luke probably needs a drink after all that.
Haha, even better. Count me in.
Say no more! You had me at fine wine.
All right, let's head over to my place then. You're coming too, right, Jean?
I'm afraid not. There's still a lot of work to do.
So what? The world's not gonna end if you push it off? Come on, we never get a chance like this.
I suppose that wouldn't be a problem if you head back to headquarters with me after we're done and help make up the work.
On second thought, how about you just join us when you're done with that? What about you, Honorary Knight? Gonna tag along?
I've still got questions for Alice. I'll wait for her to get back from her adventure with Klee.
Okay, all's well that ends well, am I right? To the bar!
Alice loves going to the library. Let's wait for her there.
Let me guess, it's probably gonna be fine when I actually go in.
Whoa! Looks like it's been fixed already.
What did I just say?
That explains the loud noise I heard outside. So it was Dvalin who fell into the river.
Considering his size, the fact that he broke a single window and not the entire wall seems like a feat of magic in itself.
Sure does.
Thanks for helping with the repairs, you two. This place looks as good as new now.
He was probably still small from coming out of his, I guess we'll refer to it as a Pokeball.
Does that count as a great feat of alchemy then?
Good gracious. I guess so. You guys have some serious rebuilding powers. I did want to see if they addressed it, and I guess they did. We can't actually render that, guys. Take too much work.
Looking for me? I'm glad. I wanted to thank you for helping me keep my promise to Klee. She had a splendid time in the bubble. Nicole came with us to make sure all was in order and prevent any similar incidents from happening in the future.
I'll say.
You live and you learn. It's rare, but even the Dodo King isn't immune to a small slip-up here and there, I suppose.
You call that small?
It's all fixed?
Yes, quite. The recording work is done as well, so now all we have to do is play it on loop. It should be smooth sailing from here on out. Anyone and everyone can now enjoy the bubble at their leisure. Nicole will keep an eye on them, of course.
The disaster we experienced, that was fate before we changed it, right?
I wouldn't put it quite like that. It was more like a fate that will not come to pass.
Huh? What's the difference between the two?
Let us not forget the courageous dragon slayer in the story. Well, in real life, he had already left on an expedition to Nodcry at that time. Of course, that doesn't mean Dvalin would have escaped his destined death, for another hero would have come along and paid a painful price for victory.
But what we saw in the bubble was what happened after Dvalin broke free from the seal. So, couldn't Barca have been back by then?
A painful price, specifically. The fact that you added that little detail makes it seem like you've experienced what it's been like without us here before. Or you know what would happen.
Dear Paimon, you're free to ponder such questions yourself, of course, but it's of little use to ask them aloud. Word to the wise, do not lose sleep over all those what-ifs, over the fates that will not come to pass. It's an exercise in futility. Those who can observe fate see both the good and the bad of what could have happened. But all that matters is what did happen. Those alternate fates are nowhere near as important as the world that exists in the here and now.
Alright.
That's something else. The abyssal power inside the bubble was far too real.
Ah, you're saying it was as if the bubble itself had become contaminated. I suppose some gunk could have stuck to my luggage while I was wandering the border and got mixed into my magic without me noticing.
So it's that easy to pick up, huh?
Just kidding. I would never be so careless. Your intuition is spot on, Traveler. What developed in the bubble was a nascent form of abyssal power that, if left unchecked, would evolve into the real thing.
What? So it didn't come from outside? It just appeared out of thin air?
I just realized her hairs are
The
little
abyss
hamsters.
is perilous, cunning, dangerous, obsessive, and most infuriating of all, a complete and utter mystery. I'm sure you've seen for yourself how complex it can be. The Hexen Circle has been observing its energies for a long time, and I think Barbalot's interpretation is the most accurate. The essence of the abyss lies in the hatred carried by all the fates that will not come to pass.
Hatred carried by fate, that's a different one. But that means there's alternate timelines, perchance, where that did happen and it bleeds into ours. But yeah, the little hairpins at the end of her hair are little Dodecos.
This world is filled with conflicting elements. That one thing should happen signifies that a different possibility has been eliminated. These events can be small, almost trivial. I had Sweet Madame for lunch today, for instance. That means the Alice who chose tea break pancakes instead is no more. Of course, they can also be events that threaten the world, such as my friend Rhindotter's decision to tap into the abyss. In that instant, the tale of a future in which she remained pure was gone forever. So then, the question at the heart of it all is this. Why must these fates be the ones to disappear?
Paimon gets it. It's hatred that stems from not being chosen.
Precisely. The magic we wove this time involved recreating the past. However, some of the variables we added allowed a certain amount of these unchosen fates to come very, very close to reality. And thus, the abyss showed its teeth. Of course, much like always, it is not existence that it seeks, but the destruction of all. In the end, though, it wasn't a huge issue. Things like this happen on the border all the time.
On the border, I'm assuming you mean the border of the abyss? Maybe the border of whatever bubble Tavad is trapped in to keep it sealed off from other planets? I'm not sure which border she means. It's probably addressed in Nodcry, but again, I haven't played that yet. I see. No wonder the abyss is so full of hatred.
It has quite the victim complex, that's for sure. It's obsessed with entering this world at all costs. And that is precisely why we must protect our lives and those of our loved ones. Because when you think about it, to exist in this world is to be a spark of luck amidst countless possibilities. How precious is that?
It could be a spark of luck, but you could just as easily be a spark of bad luck. Having crossed swords with the abyss many times, I'm beginning to think the same thing along the same lines too. Not necessarily, actually.
Ah, Alice, you're here. I'm truly sorry about this, but per the regulations of the Knights of Favonius, I'm afraid I must send you to confinement.
Someone has to go to the naughty step. Someone has to be grounded.
Whatever for. Things turned out just fine with the magic bubble. Besides, if that's what this is about, shouldn't Nicole come along too?
It's not about the bubble. We received word that a number of fish have been injured as a result of explosions near Starfell Lake. As I'm sure you're well aware, fish blasting is strictly prohibited.
Oh, and the other side of her gloves are hearts too. This is about the fish blasting. She gets the same punishment as her daughter. Also, don't just injure them and leave them there.
Oh dear. Run, Klee! Save yourself!
She's already inside.
Oh.
Guess it's a day of first for the Dodo King, huh?
Oh, farewell, forever traveler. You shall never see me again.
It's probably for like a day, dear. Also, you do technically get to spend that time with your daughter. Do I need to give you a deck of cards or a board game while you're there? Anyway, quest complete. Unexpected commissions epilogue. Honorary Knight's notes on mixology. Talk to Hertha? Let me take a note on that. I don't see... Ah, yeah, okay, so these are part of the timed whatevers. What was an epilogue? What's this? Knights of Favonius are about to open up a drink stand. Hertha from Logistics is looking for help. I wonder if that is the final one that I didn't do. Also, where's Lisa? I didn't see where Lisa is. Hello. Lisa. Lisa, where are you? I don't see the epilogue. Hello. Echoes of memory. That ain't it. Joyful welcome. Chat over drinks. Technically it's supposed to be Lisa's. Maybe I have to go out and come back in? Oh, there you are.
Oh, you finished sorting already? That went much faster than I expected.
Oh, maybe this is for the
Well
other
then,
thing.
What would you like in return, cutie? You freed up my whole afternoon helping me with that. How about we spend it together?
I wonder if this is actually for, which is homework that I did a little while back. I guess I can put it in here with the Nodcry one, seeing as it'll probably be a while since I actually get to those characters. I like to be paid. I like to talk about these books.
Ah, so you noticed too. Such strange names, and even stranger contents. Not to mention, this is the largest library in northern Teyvat, and I didn't recognize a single title on the list. I just don't see how that's possible. Unless...
Actually, we just ran into...
Trouble, I presume? I think I'll steer clear if it's all the same to you. Besides, if a book exists in this world, then there's a place for them in this library. Better for them to remain here than end up in the hands of someone more... suspect. Anyway, here's your payment. Thanks again for all the help.
Okay, get more and adventures, experience unexpected commission epilogue. Yeah, that probably is Witch's homework. I still, at the time of recording, I still need to do Durin's and Varka's. It's probably still in here, actually. Would it be? I don't see it anymore. Ooh. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Did that accidentally close it? Yeah, it's no longer in here. Uh-oh. Technically there's more Witch's homeworks to do. I should hopefully still be able to do them. I hope I didn't lock myself out of some sweet Durin enhancements by doing that. Anyway, let's go to complete this quest. There we go. Talk to Hertha. The Knight of Favonius are about to open up a drink stand. Hertha from the logistics company is looking for help. I've been told this one's quite long. I should have done the bubble first. Oh well.
Hello there, Honorary Knight and the Helper in White.
It's so nice to meet you, Honorary Knight and Lady Paimon. Glenfidia, at your service.
Looks like you're in a good mood, Hertha. And nice to meet you, Glenfidia. By the looks of things, you're about ready to open?
Indeed. Thanks to some help from the Angel's Share and the Cat's Tail, our drink stand is ready to go. Besides all the classics, we also mix cocktails to order, and are currently offering a limited-time delivery service.
Cocktails? Do you remember that time we served as bartenders at the Angel's Share? And recently you've also shown off your skills at the flagship in Nocrai. We sure have come a long way, huh?
Really was a long time ago. So long ago, time seems to have looked back on it. When exactly was that? I can barely remember now, because it didn't happen.
The only thing is, our current drink selection is quite traditional, and it stopped feeling fresh long before the expedition began. To offer everyone some more exciting choices, we're planning to revamp our menu. But I need to get back to handling resident requests, and Glenfidia doesn't have much experience mixing drinks. Plus, we've got a whole bunch of outstanding delivery orders on hand. Honorary Knight, if you're free, could you maybe help us out for a while, just until my other squad gets back from the Stormbearer Mountains?
You'll be amply compensated, of course, plus double pay for overtime, depending on your performance metrics.
I'm no rookie when it comes to mixing cocktails, that's for sure. You can have a whole bar in my hands.
Paimon's not sure what performance metrics are, but she's happy to help with deliveries. As the best guide into that, Paimon needs to keep up with the changing times. Besides, this'll give her the chance to explore the city and stay up to date with all the recent goings-on.
Working with you two is always such a breeze.
I'll do my best to support Lady Paimon in any way I can. I'm very skilled when it comes to things like portioning out drinks.
All right. Well, if you're ready to, then let's get to work.
In hindsight, the quest for the witch's homework will be in the storybook. A chat over fine drinks, the travel will serve as a mixologist, mixing drinks according to the guest's requests. I remember the coffee event. You may need to make some adjustments to the drinks to meet your guests' needs better. After chatting with the guests, you can gather clues from the conversation and derive inspiration from mixing the drinks. Sometimes, particular clues cannot lead to accurate conclusions. In such cases, you can associate this clue with other clues to derive inspiration for either mixing a drink or introducing a new topic. I don't like this minigame, though. I like the mixing part. I'm not a big fan of the word bubble thing because it's just not how my brain processes information and connections. After gathering all the inspiration for improved drink recipes, you can create new drinks based on ideas, completing a customized drink that satisfies the customer. Ah, it's been a while, Cat Savior. That's not right, I should call you Honorary Knight in a setting like this. Have you been, Valerina? Not quite perfect, but not far off. At first, I had this grand plan. I was going to reopen Furball Fortress and kick off a mass production of Dodoko's blow-up Aerative Bomb Nanza tabletop game, which I also recently uploaded because I forgot about it from way back in like October or something. Found it on my hard drive and I was like, oops, forgot to upload that. But then an invitation from Natland showed up and turned everything upside down. Lilio, the forest star of Ixquilimili, had heard about my past achievements and specifically invited me to assist in exploring a complex ancient ruin. You know, she's a famous veteran warrior for Natland. She only switched careers to become an adventurer after she retired from that intense pilgrimage thing. In only half a year, she already completed a lot of S-rank commissions and stands a real chance of becoming the next branch master of the Natland Adventurers Guild, or at least the second in command. The name sounds familiar. This is the first I've heard of her. Who knows? Maybe you'll cross paths one day. If you do, please give her my absolute best. I don't remember if I came into contact with her. Anyway, even though it delayed my plans a little, I'm truly honored to have been able to help Lilio out. Oh, and I made a pretty decent amount of more on the side too. My funding's looking better than ever. All the teammates I brought along had an absolute blast and came back with great experiences. Like that one dancing over there, that's my combat chief. I was wondering who was doing Natland dances in Mondstadt. Picked those moves up from warriors in Natland. Impressive, right? I'm thinking of teaching the cats back at the fortress, too. So, take a seat. If you're busy, don't mind me. We have plenty of chances to chat later. And Helene, the outsourced employee. Good day, my former clients. It's truly an honor to see you. What brings you here? We've had an outsourcing order. I've been assigned to Dormanport to help maintain some precision instruments. I finished the job, but I'm a little too tired to head back to Fontaine right away. Getting the chance to try your drinks here in Mondstadt, I feel like I'm back to 90% vitality already. I'm sure I could take on 3 times the work now without getting worn out. Please don't. Burnout hits like a truck. I feel that way so often with so many of my videos, like I'm gonna be so productive and then I either am and it wears me out or I don't get to and I feel like all that energy just bumbles up and then like goes awry somewhere else. Sorry, who are you again? Both of which lead to very bad burnouts. I'd almost argue the latter is worse though. Just a freelance engineer, nothing special. Don't worry if I'm not ringing any bells. Once I find myself a steady job, maybe then I'll earn a place in your memory. Okay. Chat over fine drinks. A librarian's little problem. The first guest of the night's newly opened drink stand soon arrives. The familiar shade of rose purple instantly soothes your mind. This might just be the perfect opening.
Oh my. It looks like Hertha has gone back to her duties, and Glenfiddia's away somewhere too. Has our dear cutie taken complete charge of the drink stand?
Yours is truly in charge. Honorary mixologist at your service. Again.
Wonderful. Now I can order without worrying about ending up with one of the logistics company's specials. The type of drink that keeps you awake all night, leaving you no choice but to pass the time working.
No caffeine, got it. Working through the night, shouldn't that be a thing of the past? I thought you weren't so rushed off your feet these days.
That's right. I'm just a carefree librarian now.
That college pace isn't for everyone.
If only there weren't so many people with overdue books, and I didn't have to go door to door to get them back. I would have dropped by to chat with you sooner, and try out your delightful creations, of course.
So what will it be? Any particular flavor you're after?
Let me think. I don't really have a favorite drink. Just rustle me up something rejuvenating that'll lift my spirits.
Rejuvenating, but no caffeine. Vitamin B it is.
And if it could help me nod off to sleep later, that would be even better.
The drink stand has a collection of classic recipes. Let's start by choosing one of those. Since Lisa wants to feel rejuvenated, Snow-Kissed Dawn seems like a good choice. Ooh, something chocolate? Oop, I didn't get to see what that said. 1 milk. 1 smetana? What is this? I don't know what that is. What is smetana? No, I'm getting a Czech composer who pioneered music. Smetana dairy product, thank you. Smetana is the English language name for different types of sour cream, traditionally prevalent in Central, Eastern, and Southeastern Europe and Central Asia. It's a dairy product produced by souring heavy cream. It's similar to crème fraîche, it's French, but nowadays mainly sold with 9 to 42% milk fat content, depending on the country. Its cooking properties are different from crème fraîche and sour cream sold in the US, which contain 18% butter fat. It's widely used in cooking and baking. Or maybe it's not French, it looks French. In some of the Slavic languages, Czech, Slavic, Slovenian, the word for smetana refers to sweet cream. If we have sweet cream, it's just not called this. In those cases, an adjective, zyaksiana, kiasla, or kisla, meaning soured, is needed when referring to smetana in the English sense. Okay, so Russian traditional blini with smetana and red caviar. Plates of pyrogi with smetana and onion. It sounds like a cross between ricotta, like sweet ricotta cheese, and like sour cream. But like really, really creamy. So it's like a sweeter sour cream. I know some people put sour creams in certain baking, like for cakes and stuff. And cocoa. Self-explanatory. Where is it? I forget it's still in the pod. This is unfermented. This is just citrus fruit, dear. Cut the ingredients into large pieces. In cutting, it's not gonna do much for you, dear. It hasn't been fermented. That takes like a week. Shake gently. That's not gentle. Aromatic Goblet M. This is less of a thing in the Americas as well. I know it's huge, like in Germany, for example, what kind of glass you drink your drink out of. It makes no sense to my American butt. Small lamp grass and a garnish. I guess we did technically have a event like this in Honkai Star Rail as well. Snow-Kissed Dawn. Legend has it that the drink is a masterpiece crafted by a painter and bartender together. Inspired by Dragon's Spine at Dawn with a dollop of satana and an energizing kick from cocoa. Cocoa doesn't have an energizing... Okay. It restores the drinker's vitality almost instantly. I guess sometimes it can have a little caffeine, but like not that much.
Here's a Snow-Kissed Dawn. I hope you like it.
It's delicious, cutie. Pleasantly tart, sweet, but not cloying, smooth on the palate, with a refreshing aftertaste. If anything, though, I seem to be feeling a little more energetic than I'd like. Perhaps you've unwittingly unraveled Glenfiddia's secret and concocted an even more effective pick-me-up?
Should I tinker with the ingredients? How about I adjust the recipe and mix you a new one?
Don't worry, there's no rush. Your eyes are aglow with curiosity, as though you have many more questions to ask. Let's chat for a while. Take your time. Inspiration will come soon enough.
Or just you getting relaxed and being in the fresh air is causing you to have more energy, irrespective of what I put in the drink. Placebo effect is also a thing, as is vitamin D. Choose a topic you'd like to discuss. Librarian duties. Oh, I have to pick that. Which books have you collected today?
Since you're asking, it's been a bit of an unusual day. There's a chef, fresh out of training in Fontaine, who's recently taken up a position at the Goth Grand Hotel. She borrowed our most valuable book, the Mondstadt Millennial Compendium of Desserts.
I thought it was pronounced Goethe. She pronounced it Goth incorrectly like I used to.
Apparently, she plans to use dessert-making techniques to improve the taste of various savory dishes. Something about reducing their greasiness.
Sweet meat dishes. That sure sounds like a novel approach. Not necessarily. I've heard of sweet meat dishes before.
Indeed. And
Sweet Madame is technically one.
She rather overdid it with the caramel sauce. What should have been fragrant meat slices ended up tasting nauseatingly sweet. Caramel sauce is such a fantastic ingredient, you know? It never fails to please when added to drinks. Sometimes I even add a spoonful to my afternoon tea. Improving food, I suppose, isn't always about being as creative as possible.
You could obtain clues during the conversation. Click to enter contemplation. Piece together the clues. She wants caramel. Lisa likes caramel. Based on our talk, what kind of drink might be inspired? Lisa managed to track down the Mondstadt Millennial Compendium of Desserts earlier, and she seems particularly fond of caramel sauce. Perhaps I should try substituting some of that for the tangier smetana? Return to the dialogue anytime. If you obtained inspiration. Replace smetana with caramel sauce. After obtaining all inspiration, didn't get to read. Okay, let's try a different one then. Special notebook or flavored flora. What kind of ingredients have you been into lately?
Lately? So careful with your wording, cutie. Is that because you think that I, too, might have changed since we last met?
Everybody does.
Or simply because you can't remember?
You're so well-traveled and well-read, surely it's normal for your taste to change from time to time.
Not bad at all. A flawless answer. Back in my student days, I might have been drawn to every new and exciting ingredient I read about, constantly expanding my horizons and stepping out of my comfort zone. But now, I've grown accustomed to a life of comfort and routine. To paraphrase a certain Leo-Ed legal expert, my life is fast approaching a state of living out one's golden years in peace and comfort.
Me too.
I'm no longer so easily moved by adventure and excitement. I'm sure you remember, a few years ago, when we were adventuring together, you found me that sweet-tasting alchemical ingredient. Well, my tastes haven't changed a bit since then.
Still likes it super sweet. Remembered alchemical ingredient. Lisa was joking about her life comfort and routine. She also melted an alchemic ingredient I found for her a few years back. If I remember correctly, that ingredient was valberries, another good choice for a drink. Let's swap small lampgrass for valberries, and since I've switched up the garnish, why not change the cup too? That way it'll appear more novel. Today's itinerary. Been anywhere outside the city lately?
Surely you're not suggesting I'd take this opportunity to sneak off on a little countryside wander?
I meant taking a walk.
You caught me. My investigations into Mondstadt's lesser-known drinks took me to Dawn Winery, where I had a little chat with the head housemaid, Adelind. On my way back, I ran into Emmetall out on patrol. She'd encountered some monsters she didn't know how to deal with, and in her desperation, asked for my help. I accompanied her on a detour to Wolvendom to teach some raving hounds a lesson. It's been a while since I've had such an invigorating workout.
Pass through Wolvendom. Lisa paid a visit to Dawn Winery passing through Wolvendom. Perhaps I could throw in a touch of local flavor. Looking at these ingredients, I have small lampgrass, wolfhook are both native to Wolvendom. Which one would make a better drink? Trigger association with alchemical ingredient. Replace the small lampgrass. Small lampgrass is more of a garnish, so let's replace it with valberries. Then I just need to figure out how to incorporate the wolf hooks. They have a bright tangy profile that should help balance out the sweet of the caramel sauce. So you want wool books instead of valberries? By the way, this is the notebook you brought with you?
Oh, this? That was for another of today's little errands. A large contingent of the expedition team will be returning to Mondstadt soon. They've been away for such a long time, so there's a good chance many of their tastes have changed. Jean asked me to visit some of their families to try and get a better understanding of what new ingredients might satisfy our knights' changing preferences.
Such detailed planning and thoughtful arrangements.
Well, they've all devoted their blood, sweat, and time to protecting Mondstadt. They deserve some care and respect in return. Based on what I gathered, the most requested ingredient was cacahuatl from Natlan. It seems like our knights have developed a taste for cocoa. In their letters, many of them mention that they rely on cocoa to keep themselves energized. I've tried hot cocoa myself, and I must say, I find it just as effective as coffee when it comes to staying alert.
You're that sensitive to caffeine, huh? Okay. Cocoa might help Lisa stay awake. Cacahuatl comes up quite a lot. Come to think of it, Snow-Kissed Dawn uses cocoa too. But cocoa can be quite a potent stimulant, so it's probably best to leave it out. Remove the cocoa. Garnish with valberries instead. Start mixing. We have 5 out of 5. Alright, I think I know what fits the bill. Let me wrestle you up a new and improved version.
As expected, cutie. Your brilliant mind has grown even sharper. Just a few gentle hints were all you needed to light that special spark of inspiration.
Alright, milk. Caramel. I keep thinking this is chocolate. Do not add cocoa, add wolf hooks. You know, you can also use roasted dandelion root to make a cocoa substitute. Large or small goblet? Let's do small. Since she's so sensitive to everything, you can only have a little bit of anything. Bellberry garnish. Oh, that's what turned into the garnish. Slumbering Rose. Based on Snow-Kissed Dawn, this novel cocktail was concocted specially for Lisa. After a long day, the librarian needs to recharge without risking sleepiness. In making this drink, you skipped out any stimulating ingredients and found a delicate balance between the sweetness of caramel and a gentle tang. The goal was peaceful, restful sleep, so why not call it Slumbering Rose?
Finished. A new creation, custom made for you. This should help you fall asleep quickly and guarantee you peaceful dreams. It's called a Slumbering Rose.
From the colors to the choice of glass, everything's been carefully crafted. You've turned it into a completely different drink. Based purely on appearance, it's exactly my style. Time to see how it tastes. Full marks. It's like
know how it turned purple though.
An exquisite dessert.
Oh, the wolf hooks.
Before taking a stroll along the shore of Cider Lake, with a gentle breeze caressing your skin, relaxed and at ease. I no longer feel drained of energy, but neither am I overstimulated. I'm actually starting to feel a little sleepy. As a bedtime drink, this is pure perfection. So good, in fact, that I feel like writing an article to extol the virtues of this slumbering rose. I can use it as an opportunity to crown you the new maestro of mixology.
You might be taking things a little too far. Your satisfaction is all the praise I need.
Speaking of lakeside strolls, why don't you join me next time there's a clear, warm day, when the sun is bright but not too harsh? Any walk would be more relaxing with you to talk to along the way, cutie. Then, when we get back, you could fix me up another glass of Slumbering Rose.
That sounds lovely. I'll make sure to set the time.
And I will make just as sure to hold you to that. When the time comes, I won't accept any excuses.
Alright, one down, a whole bunch to go. I think there's probably like 4 or 5 or something. Librarian. Ooh, we get a little mixed glass. Did we get something for that? Or is it just what it changed to? What it actually expected to look like? Yeah, I totally forgot the Wolflux at the bottom there would turn it purple. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's gonna be 6. And it was gonna be kind of big. Mix up drinks for all your guests. Mix up... Oh, I see, for different ones. So I'm probably actually gonna change how I do it. I'm gonna listen to all their woes first and then probably mix it all together. Sense from another land. Perhaps due to the response of fragrances, you've attracted a visiting perfumer from far away, so it's gonna be Emily. From a faraway land, she wanders over to see what the drinks stand has to offer. I'm thinking. I don't actually know, I'm guessing the characters based on who's been here.
Good afternoon, traveler. I didn't expect the honor of witnessing your harmonizing talents here in Mondstadt.
Here on vacation or business?
Both, actually. A lady calling herself a mage asked me to come manage her flower shop. At about the same time, the Cat's Tail commissioned me to create a new fragrance for their establishment. Ending today's busy schedule with a drink crafted by you in person is truly a wonderful reward.
I'll make sure to pull out all the stops, so it makes you a special surprise.
I have faith in your choice.
I don't. Emily is more sensitive to aromas than most people. If I create an unbalanced of scents, it might make her uncomfortable. In any case, I should use ingredients with complementary scents, and try to add a dash of Fontanian flavor too. Let's start with Mondstadt's take on Lumidu's Twilight. Tea, fermented juice. Because I guess we can't say alcohol. Where is it? Mint. That sounds like it'd be really strong, though. Mint and wine? That's a really strong smell. Smells. They don't necessarily blend. There is mint alcohol, but it's wait, no. Small pieces, not small bits. If you're sensitive to smells, you're really gonna smell that. Shake gently. Just gonna open it up and be like, it burns my nose! Classic tall glass M. Refined cocktail of Fontaine that's been described by drinkers as capturing the warm glow of sunset over Lumidu's harbor. So all you got was the Fontaine part of that. Rumor has it you can still order this gem from a hidden menu at the Rusty Rudder, though it's rare for the bartender to recreate its original flavor perfectly.
Care to give this a try, Miss Emily?
Yeah, we call this a college drink.
Your artistry is truly a pleasure to watch.
Tastes and hits like a bus. I saw the filter.
This tastes like a local variant of a Lumidu's Twilight. Am I right?
You're spot on.
The gentle and elegant taste, with its distinct layers combined with a hint of Mondstadt's characteristic scent, offers quite a welcoming flavor, all the while avoiding potentially discordant aromas. Though in reality, there's no need for you to be so conservative. I have quite a high tolerance for flavors that stray outside the boundaries of conventional wisdom.
This is probably a bit too traditional, huh? Guess you're looking for something more avant-garde?
Your drink was nice, but it would be perfect if you could make one with a little more depth. A cocktail that shows off your unique understanding and enhances my impression of Mondstadt. If you need time to mull things over, perhaps you might find inspiration in a little light conversation?
progress. How's everything been with your perfumery lately?
Oh, thank you for asking. It's been going well, though this trip to Mondstadt has presented some unexpected challenges. When I first got here, I was relying on a copy of An Overview of Aromatic Substances and the Human Senses to identify promising local ingredients from the Mondstadt region. To my surprise, my trial fragrance, which used Valberry as the primary note, proved far too sweet in the context of a tavern, relaxing people so much that they ended up feeling drowsy. The bartender with the beautiful ears, for instance, fell asleep right at the bar.
The beautiful ears? Does she have like cat ears or something? I never knew Valberries could be have that effect.
Let's just say that sweetness isn't always a case of the more the merrier. Maintaining an appropriate balance is beneficial for both body and mind. Even in daily life, I rarely eat sweet food, and I try to avoid fruits like berries that have a high sugar content. In the end, I completely eliminated Valberry as an ingredient and turned instead to Windwheel Aster, with some success, I might add.
Okay, bouquet on the table. Did you buy these flowers just now?
They're part of my reward from the flower shop owner. Important ingredients for making perfumes. Thanks to these, I was able to complete my commission for the cat's tail. I studied Mondstadt's Cecilia flowers many years ago. In fact, the fragrance of Cecilia in certain fields has become synonymous with Mondstadt itself. However, this is a special case. Some cats are quite averse to the scent of Cecilia, and we need to be particularly mindful of their preferences.
So what did you use for your aromas before this time? What flowers did you use instead? Well, it isn't always flowers.
Windwheel Aster. The various parts of the Windwheel Aster plant can be ground into a powder to extract their essences. I then blended the scents from its petals and leaves. The result carries the intoxicating sweetness of mead, while still emphasizing the fresh notes contained within the flowers, stems, and leaves. I just took it for a little trial run at the cat's tail, and the cats seemed to really like it, while the clients themselves found it comforting and invigorating. Extracting exquisite fragrances from ordinary overlooked ingredients? Oh, that's what truly brings me joy.
Okay. Unusual hobbies and interests. Do you usually drink?
Usually, after work, my friends from the Maison Gardiennage sometimes treat me to a few drinks. I usually stick to fruit tea. That way I can get straight back to work after our gatherings. If it's before a holiday and my friends are in high spirits, I sometimes order a small glass of sparkling fruit wine. There was an officer named Terena who used to treat me to aged Corte wine. But since she was transferred to the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol, we haven't had the chance.
So, do you drink alcohol sometimes? I'm heard it might overstimulate your senses.
In the world of science, high-proof alcohol is a widely used solvent. I've grown well accustomed to the smell of it by now. Besides, when I'm slightly tipsy, my state of mind changes, which in turn alters my approach to perfumes. It doesn't matter if the result is good or bad, it's all about trying something new. So I don't mind drinks with just a little bit of alcohol, but I don't like anything too strong.
Light liquor won't leave you drunk. Well, it depends. Depends on you and it depends on the liquor. Bright and clear sky. The weather's nice today. Total opposite of where I am right now. So this is what it feels like to start a conversation with a classic icebreaker.
It really is. A while earlier, I watched a whole run of fair weather clouds float by, fluffy as pillows. It's not overly humid either, and the wind is gentle too. In such conditions, one sense of smell is heightened, but not to an excessive degree. When scents are blended well, they naturally combine with the ambient context, leaving particularly powerful impressions.
I've never realized scents were so affected by the weather. I do. Never heard that before. How fascinating.
It seems something similar is true for mixology. As long as you choose a base of appropriate strength, the various flavors will blend seamlessly together. When mixed properly, all the ingredients work as one to create a most wonderful symphony for your taste buds.
I see, so the combination of flavors is key. You prefer flavors that blend together harmoniously. Most people do, but...
Yes,
I
that's
mean...
it. Now I think about it, layering distinct flavors doesn't really suit my personal preferences.
Okay. Piece glues together. Incorporate windwheel asters. Emily created a new fragrance using windwheel aster, and apparently it was quite successful. But what's the best way to incorporate the scent of the windwheel aster? Over sweet valberries. The sweetness of valberries have added a few complications to Emily's work. Emily believes that too much sweetness might not be a good thing for the human body. Valberries are also used in a Lumiduce Twilight. Perhaps I'd better swap them for something else. Enjoys fruit tea, but she also occasionally drinks alcohol to get a little tipsy and spark her inspiration, so I guess I can add a dash of light wine to the base. Perhaps something fruity. And if I'm talking about whether to the best way to blend scents, she prefers single, seamlessly ingredient scents, rather than those with distinct layers. In which case I'll need to blend each ingredient together thoroughly for a drink. I should shake it a lot harder to make sure the flavors don't separate. Associate. Process the petals further. Normal ester seems like a good choice to make sure everything blends into one. I could try finely chopping the petals and spreading them across the top. Okay. I don't know if that was the actual outcome or not. I think I know how to improve the drink. Bear with me a second while I update the recipe.
Just from our brief chat, you've already formulated a new concoction. Perhaps you possess a natural talent for this kind of creative work.
I never said I got it right. Okay, so tea. Fruit wine. Oops. Fire water. Oh dear. That might be for someone like Kaya. Add chopped petals. Ingredients of any size. It said small bits. Shake properly or vigorously. I wonder if on mobile this would have you actually shake the phone. Double-walled glass, small. Any garnish except valberries. I mean, it's still floral, so... Star salt? I don't know. Salt kind of... Still, this looks weird, but whatever. Lumiduce Twilight Special Blend. Based on Lumiduce Twilight, this novel cocktail was concocted specially for Emily. The perfumer from Fontaine told you that excessive sweetness makes people drowsy, and she prefers to enjoy a light touch of tipsiness. Clearly, knocking a gust out at the bar isn't a bartender's main goal. A guest out at the bar isn't a bartender's main goal. On days of gentle wind and clear skies, heightened senses can amplify the flavor of a perfectly harmonious drink. Inspired by the art of fragrance, you develop this subtle, elegant masterpiece.
Here you go. A new and improved Emily-inspired Lumiduce Twilight. I haven't come up with a name for it yet.
The colors are cooler and more refreshing, and the fragrance is delightfully subtle to match. Are these bright specks on the surface the crushed petals and leaves of windwheel asters?
Yes, you certainly know your stuff. That's a floral symbol of Mondstadt. Who knows if it's edible, though?
I'm sure it must taste wonderful. let me try. In the language of flowers, the windwheel aster represents the visible winds. Your cocktail not only captures their form, but also the fragrance they carry. Therefore, I suggest you call this drink Windborne Bouquet. The winds and clouds of Mondstadt swirl together in the glass, leaving behind enchanting traces of fragrance.
Perfect name for a master of perfume.
Really? Oh, perhaps it's just a habit of my profession. I'm glad you like it. Now it's time to slowly savor this masterpiece. Thank you so much. This trip to Mondstadt has been so rewarding. This is the most memorable cocktail I've ever had. Once I get back to Fontaine, I will attempt to recreate this moment as both a fragrance and a perfume.
I'm honored. It's exciting to hear.
Once I've perfected the recipes, I hope you'll do me the honor of being the first customer to experience these new products. Until then, I look forward to seeing you in the Court of Fontaine.
Okay, done. Next is Claymore and Musket. Has a Claymore and a Musket. I know his muskets. The drink stand was built to help the knights relax after a day's on duty, and it seems to happen that a certain captain has recently returned from a long posting at Dragon's Spine.
So you're looking after the drink stand now. If I'd known sooner, I would have stopped by this morning.
I didn't know you actually took up that musket. Thanks for your support.
I've got to say, I'm getting curious. I've heard a lot about your mixology skills. I wonder what kinds of drinks you can mix with the ingredients Glenfiddich has prepared.
You seem busy. You've been working extra hard lately, haven't you?
I don't have much of a choice. It's just one thing after another right now. First off, the Knights of Favonia's annual combat assessment is coming up. And this year, the standards are higher than ever. As the captain of the reconnaissance company, I have to lead by example. At the very least, I need to rank as one of the top 3 captains in the practical portion. So, I've been intensifying my training lately.
So that's your style, huh? It's my first time seeing this side of you as a captain.
Being a descendant of sinners means I have to work hard to maintain my position. I'll have you know I've never once neglected my duties. Anyway, on top of all that, my duel with Miss Clorand required a lot of focus and energy. Learning how to turn defense into attack and seize the initiative when facing a combined assault from sword and musket. Even now, I'm still chewing through the details. But in the end, the exchange went well, and both parties learned a great deal. Never mind writing reports from 6 different perspectives. I feel like there's enough worth mentioning to write 24 of the things.
Sounds like you could do with a very stiff drink. Or something to replenish your energy.
Oh, I sure could. Anything that'll perk me up would be welcome. I'll leave the details to you.
Given Yurlin's condition, she might be a good idea to mix her a Twinkling Starlight. Fruit wine. Fizzy water. And wolf hooks. A bitter kick. Small bits. And shake hard. I guess large? Nope. M. Aromatic goblet M. And star salt to go with the alcohol. A very special cocktail was inspired by the stunning vistas of our cider lake beneath the starry sky. Both its color and flavor hint at refreshing nature, but those with lighter tolerance should be careful of its lingering kick. She doesn't have a light tolerance, does she?
One twinkling starlight for Captain Eula. Hope you like it.
Judging by your confident tone, I'm certain I will. Well then, I'll make sure to savor this thoroughly. Huh, not bad. Sweet and tingly, with a delightful airiness. The fizzy water really brings it to life. I suddenly feel full of vim and vigor. But just one glass doesn't quite scratch the itch. How about something with a bit more bite?
Not strong enough for you?
Don't hold back. You don't need to worry about putting me on the floor with nothing but a couple of drinks.
Let's chat while I decide. I need to rewrite the recipe from scratch. You just hand her the rose bottle.
The first company hasn't assigned me any paperwork for tonight, so I'm free to catch up and try your new creations at my leisure.
The drink on the table. I'm just wondering about the bottle you're carrying. It is an imported fruit juice?
That's right. The merchant I got it from called it Romaritime flower fruit extract. It has a very unique smell. Here, have a bottle.
Have you drinking this a lot lately?
Oh, it's a necessary courtesy. In that book Miss Magistus lent me, The Blade Dancer, 20 Years On, it says, after a duel, a Fontanian swordsman will politely invite their defeated opponents to a banquet. To properly play host to Miss Clorand, I searched for quite some time to locate a rare goods merchant in Dorman Port who sold this juice.
Sounds like something out of a story.
I had my doubts at first, too. But Amber said something that makes a lot of sense. She said that even if this custom doesn't really exist, following it still shows I've made an effort to understand Fontaine's cultural heritage. Besides, who doesn't like trying new things, right? When I gave it to her at our post-training banquet, Miss Clorand really did enjoy this juice.
Okay, 2 new ones. Distant Snow Mountain. It's been a while since we last saw each other. Have you been stationed near Dragonspine this whole time?
Yes, I have. For a while, the situation there was difficult. A gang of outlaw engineers was messing about with some sort of mechanism control technology, attempting to manipulate ruin graders so they could rob merchant caravans. To make matters worse, several veteran knights who had been stationed at Dorman Port were transferred to my squad, and they weren't happy to be taking orders from that Lawrence girl. Leading them on this mission was quite eventful. It took 3 weeks of stealth operations in the snow, with no fires to keep us warm, before we finally located the enemy's stronghold. Those veteran knights faced the bitter cold and were almost taken down by the enemy's smuggled battle mechs. Fortunately, the battle went our way, and they had no choice but to acknowledge my abilities.
Sorry you had to deal with that. Did you catch a cold?
Me? I'm completely fine. But thank you for your concern. It was mentally tiring for sure, but fortunately, the operation wore them down far more than it did me. They won't be questioning my authority again anytime soon. If any new recruits try to make my life difficult, I'll just have my veterans give them a few friendly pointers. I guess you could call them a permanent solution, huh?
Okay, eating on duty. What do you usually eat when you're on duty?
If you want to know what I've been eating recently, I'd better start by mentioning the logistics company's latest revolution. They launched a diet improvement initiative and started distributing a form of standardized canned food to knights operating in the wilderness. In the past, we only had dry rations. Every mealtime we had to set up pots and campfires, roll dice to choose a cook, and take turns standing guard. In all honesty, it was a bit of a hassle. Now we just need to bring our standard field rations, comprising of 5 cans and 9 paper packages. We can heat the cans by the campfire, and then we're ready to eat.
Sounds pretty convenient. Sounds like there isn't a downside. I mean, you have to dispose of the cans somehow.
You did say sounds like, right? Our canned food supplier has quite the stellar reputation, and their regular meals are indeed quite good. The problem is, in order to meet preservation standards, they have to make their military-grade meals way too salty. The vice captain of the 5th Company, who has a somewhat dry sense of humor, went so far as to say, this food's bad enough to bring down the wrath of Li Yue's stove god. In any case, after eating it for a week, my taste buds have gone completely numb.
Yeah, that's MREs for you. Someone should be held to account.
You can hardly blame the logistics company. After all, it is hard to please everyone. Our feedback has already been submitted, and they should be working on fixing the issue. Of course, having fresh meals prepared in camp by a dedicated company chef is still the best option.
Alright, eating too many cans of salty food, so she probably doesn't want any salt in her drink. Eula brought up the canned rations she's been issued with recently. Apparently they're so salty they've left her taste buds numb. With that in mind, I should probably remove the star salt from the mix. If Eula sees a coating of salt on the rim of her glass, it might make her feel faint. A memorable experience. The latest experience seems to be something worth remembering for Eula. I should find a way to reflect that in her drink. I could probably tease out some threads of inspiration from her decisions and then try to piece that all together. Eula had some romaritime flower extract with her, and she gave me a bottle to keep. She really liked the fresh fruity flavor. I could probably find a way to incorporate it into her drink. Probably the memorable experience. Restoration required. With how demanding her duties on Dragon's have been, Eula probably hasn't had time to fully recover. To help her replenish her strength, I can replace the cool tasting wolf hooks with some warm cocoa. So this... Trigger association with unusual juice, understanding the thoughts on the duel. Every region has its own signature flowers, and the sword techniques of Mondstadt and Fontaine have their own distinct character too. I need to find out what Eula thinks. Maybe I should chat with her some more? Sparring mindset. Ooh. How do you feel after your contest?
Oh my.
I knew she had
To be
less
honest,
than others.
before we crossed swords, I was feeling eager, but also a little nervous. Miss Cloran's combat style comes from the mysterious Marechaussee hunters. In the library, there are some old Fontainian newspapers from hundreds of years ago that give some idea of how formidable an organization it was. A more recent newspaper claimed that Miss Cloran was an orphan from an underwater kingdom, and that before battle she would perform rituals inviting spirits to possess her sword. Certainly, from my own experiences, Miss Cloran's abilities more than match those descriptions.
Such a historic showdown deserves an extra special cocktail. Should we commemorate it with a sword-themed drink?
Incorporating elements of swordsmanship into a drink? Huh. Certainly a creative idea, I'll give you that.
Those little plastic
swords. A commemorative
swords.
cocktail at a time like this sounds nice, but how do you plan to express something like swordsmanship with a drink?
Well, you get the little plastic swords and then you put them in an olive or a fruit. From what I've seen, Fontaine's fighters armed with rapiers excess at thrusting attacks. They put a high price on precision and sustained pressure.
That definitely matches the description I read in that book.
If I were to compare that to a drink, I'd say they're like coffee, bull fruit ice wine, or Mondstadt fruit wine. They may not overwhelm your senses, but they refuse to fade away. In fact, the first drink you tried had fruit wine base.
That's right. You really know your stuff. I doubt there's anyone else in Ala Tevat who could come up with such a perfect metaphor.
Your swordsmanship is different, though. You're like a lead dancer with the claymore, guiding your blade through big, sweeping arcs. I don't know why we can't voice Lumine for these when we can voice the other characters. You only need to hit one hit to unleash an avalanche of destruction. In other words, your style emphasizes forceful impact on the moment of contact.
There's no need to make it sound so fancy. It's just an aristocratic variant of Favonius blade work, with a bit of personal flair.
So you're more like a strong spirit that has a sense that hits the senses hard and then leaves clean, icy aftertaste without lingering flavors. That sounds like mint.
Firewater.
Or that, I guess.
In recent years, firewaters gained popularity the world over, following in the wake of prosperous Snezhnayan merchants. These days, almost every tavern has a signature drink that uses it as a base.
AKA distilled liquors such as vodka. That's where we found the perfect solution together.
You really are good. Why don't we try replacing the fruit wine with fire water? As for the alcohol content, that's not a problem. Plenty of the expedition team may have drunk themselves senseless with fire water. But me, I'm full of confidence.
Mm-hmm, sure. Okay. We talked about the differences between Eula and Cloran's blade work. I think I can represent this in the mouthfeel of Eula's drink. The obvious conclusion is to swap out the fruit wine for firewater. To match the big sweeping arcs of her sword fighting, the small cup won't cut it. We need something a little heftier. But we really gonna get her drunk. Start mixing. Alright, I think that's all I need. I know exactly how to prepare your next cocktail.
Brilliant. I'm looking forward to seeing how you do.
Fighter, water, romaritime flower juice, and cocoa. Chocolate vodka with floral overtones? Undertones? Overtones? Depends what you put in there. Cut the ingredients to any size. Shake hard. And a large goblet. Add any garnish except for star salt. I mean, this looks more like it suits her. I feel like this would just be mean and better with the chocolate, so. Based on Sparkling Twilight, this novel cocktail was concocted especially for Eula. Eula's swordsmanship is like a whirling waltz. She strikes with the force of an avalanche, yet her finishing flourishes are clean and elegant. This bold approach is reflected in her drink preferences. To match her style, the drink you prepare combines ice pure firewater, romaritime flower juice, steeped in commemorative meaning, and restorative cocoa to replenish her energy and banish fatigue, creating a true dance of flowers. Since this blend is inspired by Spindrift Knight's Dancing Blade, Seafoam's Sword Song felt like the perfect name.
Here's your all-new Seafoam Sword Song, mixed to meet your personal preferences.
Oh my, what beautiful colors! And you even added my romaritime flower fruit extract. The aroma is perfect, and I can smell the alcohol, but it doesn't stifle the fruity fragrance. Let's see how it tastes.
Can't wait to hear what you think.
Give me a moment to come up with the right words. I need to think carefully.
Yeah, you're not going to be doing that
know
after a
it's
few sips.
Unbecoming of a lady, and a proper connoisseur would savor their drinks slowly. But I'm sorry, this is just too good to be true. Can you mix me another?
Feel free to order as many as you like. How many do you want? 2, 3? It's no problem for me. You should probably actually drink that lightly. Sometimes when they go down hard, but they still have hard liquor, it can knock you all the way out. So Eula lost, and Eula lost the friendly conversation, probably became drunk.
Oh, no, what was I going to say? I've completely lost my train of thought. Whatever. I feel fantastic. This cocktail, oh, it's the best I've ever had. I think I'm gonna head home and get some sleep.
Do you think you've maybe had one too many? Maybe I should have gone easy on the firewater.
Don't worry about me. This is The happiest tipsy I've been in years. I'm still far from being drunk. By the time I've written up those reports for my exchange with Miss Clarend, I'll have been on duty for 3 months straight. Jean, the acting grandmaster. Isn't it about time she gave me some time off? I won't be forgetting this injustice in a hurry. You mark my words.
Get home safely. You forgot your drink on the table. For maritime stuff. Please drink responsibly. Okay, we are halfway done. Okay, sweet, sour, and smoky taste of steel. Beyond the aroma of drinks themselves, you give off the distinctive air of the sword-wielding traveler, one that draws in yet another unexpected guest. Guessing maybe this one's Clarend? Wait. Oh, I need to collect the challenge rewards. That gives them the mark. I was concerned there for a second. Yep.
Suspicion confirmed. While patrolling the area, I was sure I'd sensed a familiar presence, so I came over to take a look. And sure enough, here you are.
Hello, Clarend.
If Miss Charlotte were to see you like this, I'm guessing she'd take 100 pictures and write up a report. Sword-wielding traveler's secret side hustle. Exclusive cocktails from Tevat's Explorer Extraordinaire.
They're not secret, though.
You'd make the front pages of every major newspaper. And there'd be crowds of Fontanian tourists flocking to your drink stand, causing gridlock on the streets of Mondstadt.
I mean, I am an adventurer, and we do get guild quests similar to this, so I think you're being a bit dramatic. If that really happened, I wouldn't be able to cope.
Luckily for you, I turned down Miss Charlotte's request to accompany me here, so you're unlikely to be seeing any scenes like that. Let's quietly celebrate this moment of peace. And on that note, I'd like a caramel glaze. That look on your face tells me you have a lot of questions you want to ask.
Let me mix you a cocktail first, then we can drink while we chat.
Calm and effortless. I'm shocked to learn you're a real pro at this sort of thing.
Maybe this sounds weird, but in the future, I'd kind of like to have this set up so that I can do these, like, either in a more reclined position, if not entirely laying down. I think that would really help with my stamina while recording. Firewater. Caramel. I know one of my other mutuals did that, and it really helped him with his streaming and recording. And there we go. I was trying to add the cocoa and it wouldn't let me. Cut the ingredients into small pieces. Just being able to lay back just a little bit gives, I know I'm a little quieter on the microphone, but it's like it helps me get my energy back. Being able to relax a bit. Shake properly. And just helps a lot with, like, pain. Master Goblet L. Especially as I tend to do these at night now. And a Valberry. In recent years, this blend has become one of Mondstadt's most famous drinks, celebrated for its bold colors and vibrant flavor. It's even been referenced in foreign works, from Fontaine's tabletop troupe to Inazuman light novels. Choco Booze.
Your caramel blaze is ready. Try not to drink it all in one go.
It sure lives up to its name. The color reminds me of a raging fire, while that aroma really hits you head on. It's quite strong.
Would you like some water?
I'm all right. I just need a little time to get used to it. As I recall, the last time I drank alcohol was at a wine tasting event that Navia invited me to last year. I only had a small sip of Sassica wine, and it was nowhere near as strong as this concoction of yours.
Okay, she's a lightweight. So you basically don't drink at all. Don't force yourself to drink it if you don't want to.
From a purely rational perspective, alcohol can cause dizziness and impair one's ability to work, so it's best avoided altogether. But when Miss Farina saw me off at the docks, she mentioned that Mondstadt is the land of wine and poetry. Since I'm here, I thought I should at least try the local specialties.
It's reasonable. It would be a shame not to. As long as you stay within your limits, I'm sure you'll be fine.
In fact, Captain Eula, whom I sparred with earlier, has quite the refined taste for fine wine. She even gifted me a bottle of Romaritime flower fruit extract, which is no longer produced in Fontaine, and can now only be found overseas. Out of the utmost respect for her skills, I feel compelled to deepen my knowledge of Mondstadt's wines.
Let me think carefully before I mix you another drink. I need to tweak the recipe so to make sure you're completely satisfied.
I truly appreciate all the trouble you're going to.
Another Fontaine guest. By the way, Miss Emily was here too.
Huh? Does that mean she's already finished her commission? Well, she's certainly efficient. Once I return to Fontaine, perhaps I can let Sigewin know that I'd be happy to purchase her latest perfume.
Sounds like you know her quite well.
I'm not sure I'd say that. On my way to Mondstadt, we happened to take the same boat. Naturally, we got to chatting. I've often heard Sigewin praise her work. After conversing with her on the journey over, I must say, she is indeed a rare and refined individual.
That's quite a refined way to put it.
She's gentle and composed, yet keeps others at a distance. Perhaps it's due to her profession. I find this approach ideal. It allows one to maintain a lasting sense of inner peace.
Sounds like you want me to arrange a get-together. Next time I'm in Fontaine, why don't we all hang out together?
Oh, thank you, but there's really no need to set anything up. Our work rarely intersects, and our social circles hardly make for a Venn diagram, if you know what I mean. Best to just let things take their natural course.
Usual hobbies and interests. I remember she likes D&D. What do you usually drink?
When I'm working, I often drink coffee. But with meals, I prefer a lighter tasting drink, like Buell fruit juice. Since I eat a lot of meat, the slight acidity of the juice helps balance out the greasiness. Over time, I've grown accustomed to the sour taste. After the swordsmanship exchange, the Knights of Favonius rather kindly treated me to some traditional Mondstadt cuisine. I had 8 different meat dishes, and all of them were excellent. The portions were huge, and only the highest quality cuts were used. Everything was cooked to absolute perfection. Of course, there was still room for improvement. When catering to tourists, the sticky honey roast and pile 'em up might benefit from a slightly lighter sauce.
Sounds like they treated you to a feast. Have you tried all of Mondstadt's signature meat dishes?
I've certainly tried all the red meat dishes. I think I've had enough calories to sustain 3 days of vigorous work, so I've had to decline all subsequent dining invitations. To be honest, I can still taste the grease. There must be a way to cleanse my palate.
Okay, something citrusy. I now know what to do with that lemon. The crust on the table. Is that a gift from the Knights?
Indeed it is. The Knights codenamed Hazelnut 3 and Hazelnut 5 gave me this crest. I must say, it's exquisite. They told me the design has only just been finalized. Apparently, it's only presented to important guests. They said they're making a badge for you, too, but it hasn't been finished yet.
Hazelnut. Why have I never heard of those two? The Knights of Favonius really is a big organization. I don't know, Nutella? The Nutella troops?
You're not wrong. I guess it's similar to how I can't remember the name of every clerk in the Palais Mermonia. But I'm certain you'll get to know them in time. They're clearly seasoned veterans. Even though they work desk jobs, they still turn up in full armor. After handling my affairs, they headed to the tavern for a gathering, saying they wanted to continue last night's duel and determine who had the highest alcohol tolerance. Drinking barrels of beer the night before, yet being able to work with clear minds the next day. Whew.
That's just how Mondstadt is. It's nothing Mondstadters like more than to unwind with a drink after work.
So what you're saying is, while Mondstadters may seem carefree, they actually have an admirable ability to know their limits when it comes to drinking.
No, they don't. There's just no consequence for when they do. Mondstadt scenery. Have you seen much of Mondstadt yet?
I've seen a little. I took a stroll around the city the first day I got here. Navia's done some rather extensive research on this place. Many of the scenes and illustrations for the tabletop troupe were inspired by views of Mondstadt. However, the way she describes the atmosphere in her world building is quite different from the real Mondstadt. The deepest impression I've got since arriving here is one of swords and shields.
Is that because of the motifs everywhere?
Perhaps because I've mostly just visited the blacksmith and the training grounds. Recently, the newer weapons and armor produced in Mondstadt have been created using a completely different heat treatment process from those in Fontaine, with a higher carbon content in the surface layer. While this has slightly reduced their overall toughness, their impact resistance has greatly improved. These newer weapons give off a smell like overbrewed coffee.
I blame Noelle for that. I can't say I've noticed. That's quite the comparison. Because Noelle kept breaking her swords.
Perhaps it's because that scent gave me such a positive first impression. You see, Fontaine's signature metalwork is often coated with a protective agent that contains Marcotte. Over time, the faint fragrance becomes overly sweet. And for some reason, it makes my teeth feel funny. I don't imagine the scent of Mondstadt's swords and shields would cause the same level of irritation.
It doesn't have nickel in it, does it? Are you having an allergic reaction to it? I don't know much about Marcotte. Well, I definitely learned something new today. I never realized there's so much complexity to how swords are made.
Of course, there is a solution to this problem. The next time you find yourself in Fontaine, there's another protective agent I can recommend. One that's as neutral as water, without any excess fragrance. If you also dislike being bombarded with sweetness, this protective agent should suit you well.
Okay, piece together the clues. Nothing too sweet. Surprisingly, Cloran's first positive impression of Mondstadt was one of swords and shields. She doesn't seem to favor overly sweet fragrances, preferring aromas with a salty hint, so probably the salt star or lemon thing. Perhaps I could try dusting the rim of the glass with star salt. It sounds like Cloran has exceptionally keen sense of taste, preferring drinks with a hint of sourness. Valberries are sweet with a hint of sour, while wolfhooks are just the opposite, sour with a hint of sweet. I think I might prefer the latter. Balance is key. The crest is a souvenir that the knights gave to Cloran. Cloran doesn't usually drink, but out of respect for her Mondstadt opponent, she at least is willing to try. Still, I better not overdo things. A regular caramel blaze would be far too much. I should downsize things a bit. Similar taste to Emily. Cloran seems to admire Emily. They appear to have similar preferences when it comes to drinks. Maybe that's something to take into account. How should I approach this? Balance was something that Emily had. Oop. A light base. Emily likes mild tea. And that last drink is also built around a light base. I should ask if Cloran liked it. Emily's style. Emily likes to drink tea. How about you?
Are you already planning the details of our hypothetical get-together? Based on my previous experiences with alcohol, I'd guess my tolerance is similar to Emily's. Fruit liqueur is probably my limit. So when the time comes, I think you'd be best off mixing similar drinks for the both of us.
Can tolerate fruit liqueur. Fire water used in caramel blaze is far too much of a kick. How about replacing the fire water with something fruitier? I could have guessed that without you asking. Start mixing. I've come up with a drink that'll be more to your liking. Please wait a moment.
All right. I'll make sure I'm mentally prepared. Even if it's still a bit strong, I'll do my best to finish it.
Okay, fruit wine. Caramel. Wolfux. Get the ingredients to any sizes. Probably still gotta shake either hard or properly. Because alcohol. A coupe goblet S. Only give her a little bit because she's a lightweight. And star salt. Leisure Time Lightning. Based on Caramel Blaze, this novel cocktail was concocted specifically for Clarand after visiting Mondstadt with impressions shaped by the tobacco troop. Tabletop troop. Why did I say that? I am slipping so bad. Back here. It's super late for me. Shaped by the tabletop tube, the lightning swift champion duelist is especially sensitive to metallic notes, showcasing a clear preference for the flavors with a hint of salt. In her everyday choices, she also flavors drinks with gentle tartness to cut through the richness. For most bartenders, balancing those two demands would require extreme care. But after honing her craft to the Angel's Share and the Flagship, you can precisely control every note of the cup. To help Clarand get into a relaxed mood in her tour of Mondstadt, you wonder if calling this a Leisure Time Lightning might be a good choice. Yeah, it's my last day to potentially record, so booyah.
Alright, this new creation is called Leisure Time Lightning.
I'll record for this event anyway.
A cocktail made exclusively for champion duelists. Enjoy!
Have you added fruit wine? It tastes wonderful. This is ideal for me. There's a subtle saltiness that combines well with the tartness of the fruit and the sweetness of the caramel. Each sip balances delicately on the edge of perfection. The color of the wine also fits well with the name, and the lightning imagery contrasts with the fiery nature of the caramel glaze. But where does the leisure time part come in?
Don't you mind Mondstadt to be a leisurely place? Taking it easy is what traveling's all about.
I see. That certainly matches the impression this cocktail gives me. Its unique aroma and taste will hold a special place in my memories of Mondstadt.
I'm glad you like it. Your satisfaction is my motivation.
Do you think, if the chance were to present itself, you'd be interested in mixing drinks somewhere else? A cafe, for instance, or the Hotel de Boer.
Why do you ask?
Mostly for Navia and Miss Farina's sake. Though obviously I'd be more than happy to try more of your masterpieces myself.
Of course, I'd love to let everyone have a taste. It's hard to say right now, but who knows what the future holds.
I understand. I won't try to strong-arm you. In any case, I truly appreciate your hospitality. Thanks to you, whether I'm summarizing the key lessons from my exchange with Miss Eula, or discussing strategy with the Knights of Favonius, I'll be in my best condition.
And Clarand complete. Two more to go. We can do it. Oops, I forgot to read that one. Doggone it. Hot cocoa. She gets hot chocolate. Hey, Klee.
Auntie Eula told Klee that Miss Hertha had found someone amazing to help out. Seeing you here, Miss Honorary Knight, Klee knows this must be the best drink stand in all of Teyvat.
Sorry, I was laying back down again. And my pillow decided to, like, be noisy about it. So kind of you to say, Klee. That's quite the ultimate goal. So kind of you. I'm working on hard to become the best.
You mean this stand isn't already the best?
Nope.
Well, out of all the drink stands Klee's ever visited, Miss Honorary Knights is easily the best.
It better not have been very many, because this is an alcoholic place.
And no matter what drinks Miss Honorary Knight makes, Klee will definitely think they're yummy.
You either get hot cocoa or fruit juice, dear. At least for another couple thousand years. This time, Klee, I need you to be a little tougher on me.
Oh, you want me to be mean? But Klee could never be mean to you. Let me think. I know! I'll pretend to be Albedo! Whenever Albedo reviews Timaeus' work, his face goes super serious. And Klee can hear every word he says.
Cool. I'll be sure to secretly pass that along so he knows you have really good hearing. Brilliant, then you can be my teacher.
Get ready for Klee's super amazing order! These past few days, I've been having such a blast with Mom all day long! It's been so much fun! Even being sent to solitary confinement couldn't wipe the smile off my face.
Which I notice you're out.
Klee wants to order a fair weather frolic. Anything like a bright sunny day will definitely put Klee in a super duper mood.
Understand, Miss Klee, I'll get right on it.
I wonder what it'll taste like.
Tea. Oh dear, do not caffeinate the Boom Boom child. Caramel and Wolfhook. She's probably not gonna like the Wolfhook. It's too bitter. Tea's probably too refined, and Wolfhook is probably too bitter. Small bits. Shake properly. Double-walled glass, just because children need the durability. Add any garnish. Strawberries are sweet, so... And they look like little Dodicos. Fair weather frolic, a soft drink you find at drink stands everywhere. Sweet, tangy, and loved by all. Still striking the perfect balance between tangy and sweet makes a practiced hand.
Your fair weather frolic is here. Go on, give it a try.
Wow! So, a fair weather frolic is this color? Purple sky. Is it supposed to be a bright, shiny night?
Maybe it's supposed to be a cloudless sky at dusk? It's not the most fitting color. How about I make a few changes?
Klee will take a sip first. Then you can think about it more carefully. Ah, finished.
Sip, she says.
Yummy! Both sweet and sour.
Kids do tend to like sour stuff,
If
though.
you drank this while eating grilled fish, I could definitely gobble down 2, or 3, or 4, or even 5.
I guess I was thinking more bitter with the Wolfhooks, but if it's like pure sour, kids sometimes tend to like it.
But one drink isn't enough. Klee wants to try a drink that tastes like cake.
Alright, cake in a cup. Get ready for another super yummy drink.
Klee doesn't know what drink to choose. Why don't we decide together, Miss Honorary Knight?
I think that's just going to be hot cocoa. Scheduling 3 daily meals. Speaking of food, I hope you're getting 3 square meals a day.
3 square meals? Klee often eats 5 meals a day. Sometimes even 7.
I mean, she is small.
Adventuring takes a lot of energy, and if I eat too much at once, I can't run so well. So, it's better to eat lots of smaller meals. Albedo used to prepare all Klee's meals, and my lunchbox was always arranged so neatly, just like a pretty painting.
That sounds like Albedo, alright. I'd like to try Albedo's cooking sometime.
When Albedo's busy at Dragonspine, Klee goes to eat with the other Knights of Favonius. Kaya's camp is usually the neatest, while Amber sometimes camps in the trees. It's so much fun. Oh, and Auntie Hertha makes the best food. When my mom comes back, there'll be even more yummy food to eat. There's this one dish where she takes loads of different fish and makes them into little pudding cubes. It's called rainbow fish jelly.
Oh no, Fish Aspic has returned. Great food from a great adventure.
Her Chocogo Crunchy Slices are fantastic too. It's her newest creation made with chocolate and cookies. They're a little bitter, but they're crunchy. They smell scrumptious, and they have a really sweet aftertaste. Whenever I eat
It sounds
them,
like
I feel
Oreos.
so full of energy. Next time, Klee will have to bring some for you to try.
Yeah, those just sound like Oreos. Still planning to eat later, since this will probably be full of calories?
Yeah, when Klee gets back home, I'm gonna eat some salted nuts while reading my book. Klee used to eat cake after dinner, but Master Jean said it's too sugary, and it's not good to eat sugary things before bed. Apparently, it makes you chubby and gives you toothaches. So, Mom got some advice from Auntie Barbie, and now she gives me nuts instead. She says they help my brain remember things better. Nuts don't have much flavor. It's like chewing on grass, but they're okay if you add a little salt.
See, I disagree. I think they have a lot of flavor. Sounds like a great solution. Nutritious and healthy. Okay, shouldn't have too much sugar though. Candy on the table. That's what that is. The candy you brought with you looks really special.
This stuff? Mom taught me how to make it using the alchemy bench. A dash of sugar, then a lot more sugar, then some flowers from Mom's friend in Fontaine, star honey from Auntie Barbie, and finally, some magical jam from Auntie Tavia. Put everything together on the alchemy table, wish for the shape you want, then recite Mom's incantation, and poof! Dodoko-shaped candy!
That's quite the process.
Klee can give you some Dodoko candy too if you want. And if you really like them, I can even teach you my mom's incantation. That way, you could make your own candy whenever you want.
Thanks for sharing your amazing recipe, Klee. I'll work really hard to learn how to do it.
If you get stuck, remember to come ask Klee. When it comes to magical candy, I'm an expert.
Okay, next course of action. Do you have any other plans for today?
Yeah, Mom gave me an amazing book recently. She said I have to read one chapter every night, learn something useful, and then go to bed early. That book taught Klee how to make something called propellant. Now Jumping Dumpty can go Fwah! And bounce even higher.
Is it so easy to do? I mean, it depends on the propellant. Is it a boom boom propellant or a wind propellant like foam?
It's not hard at all. In fact, it's a lot like making bombs. You just have to be careful when trimming it down. It's like sharpening a pencil that could suddenly go boom.
Yeah, that's called nitroglycerin.
An important part of Klee's schedule too. Mom sits by my side and tells me all kinds of wonderful stories. She has a lamp made of gemstones, and when she turns it on, it goes kabling and lights up the ceiling.
Does the ceiling show scenes from the stories?
Yeah! When something happens in the story, the lights on the ceiling make pretty pictures. Sometimes Mom falls asleep before the story ends, so Klee has to tuck her in instead.
It sounds like what I'm doing right now.
As soon as Klee learns how to use the lamp, I can come tell you stories, Miss Honorary Knight.
So it's a projector. That sounds great. I'll be waiting.
Klee has memorized so many wonderful stories, enough to make everyone happy every day.
Okay. Piece together the clues. Sweet candy. But yeah, we're facing like a really big blizzard right now. So it's like one of my last days to do it. So sorry if my energy is like barely hanging on. I used to drink tea for these, but I can't have caffeine anymore. Clee brought some of the candy that Alice taught her how to make. They're made with care and look appetizing. I'm sure they must taste good too. From the looks of it, Clee seems to be partial to very sweet candy. What if I topped her drink with candy? It would make a perfect garnish, adding both flavor and flair. Garnish with Dodeko candy instead. Clee can't miss her bedtime, so something overly stimulating probably isn't best. That rules out tea. Perhaps I can replace the tea with milk. This is just going to be hot chocolate, isn't it? Clee can't have too much sugar before bed, so she has to eat nuts instead of her favorite desserts. The last drink contained caramel, which is way too sweet, so I'll have to take it out, but then the drink feels incomplete. Clee mentioned her daily meal times. It seems she really likes Alice's particular cooking. She told me about Choco Crunchy Slices. I have some cocoa here that made from Cockatiel. Cacahuddle. I just like chocolate. How about I turn the cocoa into flakes and swap it for the wolf hooks? Associate probably with chocolate. I'm not sure there's a strong enough connection. Maybe I should try to approach something more. Okay, shouldn't stay up late. Nope. Sweet candy. But Clee likes sweets. It's certainly a lot less sweet without caramel, but the mouthfeel isn't quite there. Perhaps there's some other healthier option that can lead the drink to a little sweetness. Let's talk to Clee again. I mean, adding just a little bit of sugar is fine, especially with chocolate. Chocolate isn't naturally sweet. Nor is it high in calorie. There must be some ingredients that's both healthy and sweet.
Oh yeah! Clee still wants to eat sweet things, like cake, for example. Maybe we could just go easy on the cream? Or add more fruit? Oh, right! That friend of Mom's who's always wearing glasses gave her a big bag of Fontanian Buell fruit. They're so round and rolly. Clee ate a whole bunch of those, and they were super sweet. But Master Jean said it was okay, because sweet fruit isn't the same as sweet sugar.
It's because it has fiber.
If Clee really has to eat nuts, maybe I can just soak them in some fruit juice first?
Or you salt them and eat them side by side with the fruit pieces. Ever heard of a PBJ? You'd really like a PBJ. Healthy sugars. I mean, it's all sugar. It's just you actually absorb sugar less when you eat it with fiber. Perfect. Clee likes bull fruit and fontaine as well as juice. A little fermented fruit juice should help compensate for the lost sweetness. Are we allowed to do that? Alright, I think I know how to improve that drink. Let me mix another one for you.
Yeah, that was quick. Clee's looking forward to finding out how tasty your next concoction is.
Alright, milk. Fermented juice. Which I assume would be a little alcoholic, I guess, but different world, different rules. Cocoa. Any size. I'll do small bits. Technically, this should be in powdered form anyway. Shake with any intensity. Blend it. Blend it into oblivion. Any classic glass. Let's do smaller, just because child bedtime drink. Add Dodeko candy. Fairweather Frolic Special Blend. Based on Fairweather Frolic, this novel cocktail was concocted especially for Clee. The original Fairweather Frolic had a purple hue, but this wasn't quite cheerful enough, so let's add a touch of sunshine and a few fluffy clouds to capture the warm, happy feeling. Sweetness is a must, but staying healthy matters too. That's why the juice was carefully chosen with Master Jean's approval, with sweetness coming from bull fruits, and most important of all, Dodeko candy. Its tasty magic has to be placed right at the center of the clouds.
Ta-da! It's done! I just know you're gonna love this new creation.
Wow! There's Dodoko candy on top! There's so much orange in this cup, and Dodoko looks like he's lying on top of white fluffy clouds. And the weather inside looks much better, too.
Would you like to taste it?
Yummy! It's so delicious! Klee has to drink slowly. I can't just gulp it down, or I'll miss all the yummy flavor. Miss Honorary Knight, this is amazing! It's like you mixed sunshine with juice. Klee was so tired from playing, but now I feel refreshed. And warm. And peaceful.
Yeah, it's the fermented fruit juice.
You're the best, Miss Honorary Knight.
How about you choose a name for this drink?
Really? Let me think. When the weather's nice and Dodoko's happy, Dodoko will want to sing, right? And when Dodoko sings, Klee wants to sing too. So, let's call it Dodoko's Duet.
What a wonderful name.
Thank you! And thanks for making such a yummy drink for Klee. Klee's gonna go tell Mom that the best drink in Mondstadt right now is Dodoko's Duet.
I'm glad you like it. I passed your test, Miss Klee.
Klee's gonna write down Mom's incantation and give you a copy, Miss Honorary Knight. Then you should learn magic too, so you can make all the candies you want. See you next time!
I wonder if we get an actual recipe for that. Doesn't see it. Oh, maybe this is what— oh, maybe these are recipes. Dodoko enhanced candy quest item. Did we actually get that? We did! A souvenir from Klee during your time helping. And Dodoko's Duet. A special drink. Okay, last one. We can do it. That one was called Good Weather, Good Mood. The Grandmaster— actually, I should read that. A bright red hat and curious eyes peek out from behind the counter. Hearing the buzz, Mondstadt's strongest fighter has dropped by to check out the drink stand. Anyway, the Grandmaster's composite challenge. Heavy footsteps echo from afar. Even before the broad-shouldered figure comes into view, you see yourself behind the counter. The most seasoned drinker in Mondstadt has arrived, but your mixology skills to the test. Okay, so this is either going to be Varka or Venti. The broad-shoulderedness makes me think Varka, but most seasoned drinker makes me think Venti.
So Hertha's even roped our Honorary Knight into helping with this little venture.
Yeah, it was
Now that
Varka.
I'm finally free to relax, it's time to start doing just that.
I'm here as a willing employee this time.
Can't wait to see your skills in action. Give me something that goes well with casual conversation, but still packs a punch.
Are you sure those requirements don't clash?
Of course they don't clash. A drink that packs a punch means you have to drink it slowly. And if you want to chat, then it has to go down smooth. So, something with a sweet aftertaste. A conversational connoisseur requires the perfect balance. The most suitable choice on this menu would be the Thorny Lake. It's a drink with a real kick that you can find in almost every bar. It's not enough to know the recipe, though. The key is in the mixing. Some bartenders choose to stick to the tried and tested basics, while others like to add their own personal flair.
I'll give it my best shot.
That's the spirit. Now, show me what you've got.
Okay, firewater. Fizzy firewater. Chocolate fizzy firewater. Blech. Cut the ingredients into small bits. Could also be that's just because I don't like anything fizzy. Master's Goblet L. Is anybody gonna use this classic Tempest? And add a garnish. So we have chocolate and vodka. I feel like everything clashes. Go with the most neutral thing, Thorny Lake. Classic drink that traces its origins to Fontaine's fissures. Built on the base of firewater with cocoa adding a hint of sweetness, its sparkling fizz pricks the palate like a countless tiny spikes. Delivering from a lingering tingle, after rising to the popularity in Fontaine, it quickly sweeps across Tavat, becoming one of the enduring classics among specialty drinks.
Grandmaster, I hereby present you with this Thorny Lake for your enjoyment and assessment.
Well, the color and aroma are certainly on point. But as for the balance of flavors, I'll just have to taste it and find out. Not bad. You haven't overdone or skimped on any single ingredient. Though, unfortunately, it's a little too, polite for my tastes.
I can take the cocoa and the fizz out. Okay. Is this some sort of riddle?
Perhaps I should have said modest. You followed the formula to a T, but if anything, you've played it a little too safe. Were you worried that deviating just a little might disappoint me?
That's exactly what happened. I didn't want to disappoint the expert.
Hey, we fought side by side and dealt with things that even gods were loath to meddle with. Ours is a friendship forged in the margins between life and death.
I don't know you.
That said, if you ask me, you can ditch the nerves and work your mixologist magic. I'm looking for something that shocks the senses.
All right, thanks. I'll think on it.
Mull it over. There's no rush. We can chat while you think. Who knows? You might just find some inspiration to mix in with your magic.
Okay, garden atmosphere. Drinking in the garden feels different from a tavern, right? Given the environment, why not try something with a floral twist?
Ha! I like your style. Speaking of this garden, it brings back memories of something that happened many years ago. When I was young, I liked to find ruined guards to test my fighting skills, both armed and unarmed. Once, I failed to take down a stray missile, and it ended up destroying a watchtower on the city walls. As punishment, I had to run 50 laps around the city, repair the watchtower, and help rebuild the shattered walls in this garden.
Sounds like you caused quite a fuss. It's difficult to imagine you getting disciplined so severely.
Indeed. Among the misadventures of my youth, this is one of the most memorable ones. Mostly because that day, Crepus saw me covered in dirt. He took 2 bottles of 100-year-old wine and sent D-Luke, who looked even younger than Mika does today, to work out a clever way to get rid of Faru, who was guarding me. It was so hot that day, I could swear I was about to pass out. On a whim, I picked some mint leaves, put them in one of the wine bottles, and the result turned out to be surprisingly tasty. After Crepus tried it too, he was full of praise. He even wrote up an official recipe for my spontaneous creation. His customers loved it. Several summers passed, and Crepus kept writing letters about giving me a share of the profits, as though I could possibly accept.
That must have been so long ago, long before I came to Mondstadt.
Yes, good old Crepus. Faru retired years ago, but he still gives me a stern stare every time we meet. He's a stubborn one. D-Luke, who replaced him, and then Kaya, who took over later, both performed impeccably. Changing times will always belong to the youth. He should have admitted defeat long ago. When I get the chance, I'll have Kaya show him the amazing progress the cavalry company has made.
Okay, flaws of the current drink. Besides being too polite, are there any other issues with my Thorny Lake?
Well, let me think. I guess you could say it lacks impact. Even when following the same recipe, the techniques used to mix different ingredients can affect the taste. Sometimes, deliberately creating layers between spirits can bring out the different, waves, as each one hits the taste buds in sequence. In this regard, too, you've taken quite a tentative approach. Why not be a little bolder?
I don't pay enough attention to these details before.
Ha ha ha. You catch on quickly. No need to explain further.
No, I don't. I don't catch on quickly. I'm flailing. Events are often held here. Anyway, on the subject of the garden, it's become a popular venue for hosting events.
It's a treasured place that the Knights of Favonius have maintained for years. So it makes sense that it's become the go-to location for organizing such things. I heard that while the expedition was underway, you were a great help in giving those left behind the opportunity to put their energy to good use. Sometimes, I look through the photos I've been given from those events. Though unfortunately, there aren't enough to include everybody. My conclusion is that Mondstadt needs to do more to popularize the camera.
Of all things, why? Glass on the table. I think I've had enough camera events lately, thank you. This massive tankard.
Pretty awesome, huh? It's like a hammerhead that you can fill with wine when you're not using it to pound in nails. It was a gift. Hoffman came up with the idea, Charles supplied the design, Wagner helped cast it. And about 10 or so knights chipped in to pay for the materials. They've been waiting to have a good drink with me. And this is my crucial weapon to aid me in a fair duel with them all.
Duel?
I'm the Grand Master, after all. I've been drinking a lot longer than them. I've practiced more assiduously, and I have a bit more, meat to absorb the blows. So it's only fair to my subordinates that I drink a teensy bit more per round. Wouldn't you agree?
That's a little bit more than just teensy. I think you may have got your handicaps the wrong way around.
Of course, some of them have been training as long as I have, and those ones won't be getting any special treatment. Take Hazelnut 3 and Hazelnut 5, for example. Both were skilled warriors who helped me deal with Eric back in the day. But nowadays, I have them helping Jean with miscellaneous duties. At today's after-work cooldown, they insisted on trying to keep pace. In the end, they lost our game of darts and ended up passed out on the floor. I've already told Jean that I won't be approving their leave request for tomorrow, no matter what.
Okay. Tastes a bit too gentle. To be honest, as someone who doesn't drink much, I'm still a little confused. Orca mentions the impact of layering the texture of the finished drink. He also said I was being tentative. Perhaps he meant the drink was too evenly mixed. In which case, I should shake a little more slowly when mixing. If I shake at all. Varka has a high tolerance for alcohol. The oversized tankard was a gift from the Knights for the Grand Master. Varka seems to like it very much. Considering he is well known for drinking prowess, it only makes sense to present him a drink in this tankard. Here we have Varka's memories of mint and fine wine. It's very important. Perfect, he wants a drink with more impact, and the crispiness of the mint should give it a punch. Meanwhile, he's the one who's just like, just give me mint firewater straight. What if I replace cocoa with mint? He's missed so many festivals and major events, I'm sure Varka still feels a bit of regret. If the Grandmaster hadn't gone away on expedition, he'd probably have organized many events himself. I wonder how it might have turned out then. If Varka were here, I can't help but wonder, would the events he organized involve drinking wine? Maybe I should ask him. Who knows, it might spark some inspiration, like a dandelion wine? I wonder how those events might have turned out if you were here and not on the away on expedition.
If I were in charge of organizing events, well, I suppose everyone would revolve around fine wine, or at the very least, there would be some sort of tasting involved. For example, we could go all in on this drink stand and open it to the whole city, with every company of the Knights selecting one or more mixologists to compete against each other.
A booze off. We're having a booze off. I should have guessed.
It's only a thought. Can't let things get too out of hand. If I were to actually throw a grand banquet, Jean would come after me with her sword drawn. Even Frederica would launch a punitive expedition. While in Nodcry, we had a rule that knights must never get drunk while at their posts. Otherwise, it could lead to dereliction of duty, with serious consequences.
That sounds like a sensible rule. Fun should shouldn't get in the way of important matters.
Exactly. As expedition members return to their companies, my hope is that this rule will gradually spread to everyone in Mondstadt too. Just like firewater and Smetana, these non-cry delicacies have made their way into Mondstadt's households and become part of people's daily lives.
How did you pronounce that, Smetana?
Restraint.
Actually, that is true. I do agree with that part. But Smetana, is that how you said that? I didn't know you had that side to you. The fabled seasoned drinker's self-control.
At the end of the day, no one should be biting off more than they can chew. Unless it's someone near my level, they shouldn't even be thinking about enjoying a light buzz when they've still got work to do. Most people would just end up a whole lot drunker than they'd like. You should come practice with me on weekends. Trust me, once I've drunk them under the table, they'll be swearing off wine for a whole week.
What does the people say? Don't believe in fables? In the end, we discussed events in Varka's usual style, and then the conversation turned to delicacies of Nodcry. Smetana in particular. I don't remember how he said it. Smetana. I don't know. Potato, potato. Varka seems to have left with a positive impression of Smetana. I'll see if I can use some in his drink. The good news is, I don't think I've lost my ability to focus my eyes. The good news is, I think I know what to make for you. Can I borrow your hammer, please?
Oh, feel free.
Hammer.
Whatever you're about to do, I've got a feeling I've hit the jackpot.
I'm guessing she means the glass. I am slipping so fast. Fire, water, creamy fire water, mint. This is a Bailey's Irish cream with mint. Actually, mint probably would have been better in big pieces. I kind of forget that's what I'm cutting. Oh well. I said shake gently. That's not gently. And in his own glass, which mine does not even compare. The volume is going to be way off. Okay, add any garnish. What did we add? We added firewater and mint. Firewater, mint. I guess it doesn't matter, but based on a thorny lake, this novel cocktail was concocted especially for Varka. Having tasted countless fine drinks, the Grand Master invites you to go all out and let your creativity run free. That's more for citrusy drinks, but my brain is gone. I should have gone with Valberry. Actually, that wouldn't fit either. I don't know. So you launch an unconventional kind of offensive. I'll just start from the beginning. Having tasted this countless drink, the Grand Master invites you to go all out and let your creativity run free, so you launch an unconventional kind of offensive just for him. The first impact comes from mint's cool freshness of herbal notes, striking the palate on entry, carefully preserve layers, then move to mask the raw strength of the firewater at its core, delivering a decisive blow. Finally, Smetana brings in the rear, anchoring the finish with a precision and leaving no loose ends. Well, whatever this bold, multi-layered experience will satisfy the Grand Master, only he can say.
Here you go, Grandmaster. A cocktail just for you. I guarantee you won't find this one too polite.
It's gonna kick your butt.
Such a spirited drink.
It's
How
all
did you
spirit.
make this?
Literally.
Well, that burning scent of firewater. Oh, it's as if the very air were about to ignite. This is more like it.
Just take the bottle, man. The bottle of firewater. I want to order a specialty drink. Just give them the whole firewater bottle. Here you go.
Perfection. It's clear that once you let go of your inhibitions, your talents really shine through.
Yeah, you just really like hard booze.
That first hint of mint is like a cooling feint that masks the firewater underneath. By the time the sweetness dissipates, the firewater has already slipped in behind your guard, ready to deliver a powerful strike of intense flavor. Oh, it's exactly the impact I was hoping for.
And then stopped off with a hint of smetana, so the aftertaste won't feel too light.
That's the most ingenious part. Firewater's greatest flaw is a lack of aftertaste, but the smetana perfectly maintains the flavor at the peak of its intensity.
All this praise is making my cheeks red. The real inspiration came from everything you said.
It's hard to imagine
Super booze.
something this good was created by a mixologist who doesn't even drink firewater. I think it has the potential to become a firm favorite in Mondstadt and Nodcry.
I don't need this place being even more dysfunctional. The Knight of Boreas' symbol is a wolf, while the Knights of Favonius are as sturdy as iron, so how about calling this drink Iron Wolf?
Iron Wolf. Oh, perfect. It's elegant, yet wild. Only you could come up with such a fitting name. Oh, I have an idea. Why don't we name our Knights of Favonius' drink stand after you? Let's call it the Honorary Knights Cocktail Shack. No time to waste. I'll go have a word with Glenfiddia right away.
Why me? But now if it makes bad drinks, they're associated with me too.
Hey there, traveler! All wrapped up for the day? Paimon hears you did a great job holding down the fort while she was out delivering drinks with Glenfiddia.
I've been feeling inspired. I've got great ideas from chatting with everyone.
Whatever the reason, the Honorary Knight is clearly one of the most talented mixologists in Mondstadt. Considering how short a time she's been doing this, I believe that someday she has the potential to give the legendary bartender at the Cat's Tail a run for her money.
I fully support your decision, Grandmaster. The Honorary Knight has really put in the hard yards. The drink stand will remain open for a little while longer to provide a proper welcome to our returning expedition members. Then, once we locate suitable premises, we also plan to look at operating a permanent service.
Hooray! Everyone in the Knights of Favonius will get to drink all the delicious cocktails they like!
Nothing short of what I'd expect from a true disciple of Hertha. You've really considered this thoroughly, Glenfiddia.
Also, if I may, Honorary Knight, regarding the special cocktails you've developed, would you mind leaving the recipes with us? We'd like to add them to the official menu.
Of course, that way everyone can try them.
Paimon feels like there's something you still want to say. Let Paimon have a guess. Based on your personality, you probably want to introduce the origin of each different cocktail. That way, customers will know who inspired you to create these amazing drinks.
Right on the Mori, you know me so well, Paimon. I think that's what everyone would want, right?
No problem at all. If you need, I can even have someone draft the paperwork on your behalf to secure you the rights to these new recipes.
I hope when we recruit some new bartenders, they'll be able to learn from your incredible skills. Even if they can't quite match your work, if they could be 2/3 as good, that would still make them industry leaders.
Okay, Special Blend Timeless Masterpiece seems to be complete. Mixology Iron Wolf. Okay, can I talk to Glenfiddia? Oh, and we get his tankard. Or a tankard. Thank you, Honorary Knight and Paimon. We'll keep the drink stand going from here on out. You can count on us. You got this.
That's right, you're doing a great job, Glenfiddia. From now on, let's call you the Cocktail Knight. Next time we meet, Paimon bets your skills will be even better.
What an excellent title. I'll wear it with pride. Okay, so that's done, that's done. Just gotta go back to headquarters because I think there's only one thing left to do. It's in the bushes. It's just a pine cone. It's just a pine cone. And then that might be it for festivities. Once I'm done with this, Echoes of Memory. For 3, after traveling the world, you come to realize wine and wind share the same horizon. I need to put the dang thing back on. Where's my camera? Find discrepancies. Go. Okay, we're at D-Luke's place. Good done, winery. There is approximately 5 here. Here's one. Albedo's alchemical thingy. Oh, I see a turtle back there too. Obviously this isn't used for making wine.
There you are. I've been looking everywhere for you.
Something wrong, Sucrose?
Oh, no. I was just looking for a piece of alchemy equipment we needed for the event. Master Albedo has always been careful with our costs. We maximize the use of every piece of lab equipment we have. So if something hasn't been used in a while, it's usually pretty old. Take this, for example. We've used it a few times before, but we found the effectiveness and ease of use somewhat lacking, so it was sidelined quite quickly. According to the mages, it was meant to be placed in the city, but it went missing after being tossed into the magic bubble. Luckily, I found it. I just don't know why it ended up here of all places.
Well, all that matters is that you found it in the end, right? We'll contact Nicole and get her to send it back to the right spot.
Great. Thank you so much. At least I managed to track it down.
Alright, Turts, you're next.
A tent tortoise? That shouldn't be here at all.
Can't it make its way from the desert, can it? Oh, Rosaria. And Dahlia. What are you doing here? I really want Dahlia as a character. Why couldn't they put him in this for the banner poll instead of like the 3 ones we always have? I've missed my chance for Dahlia. I want another one.
I've never seen such a large turtle in my life. There was a time, back when I was little, when almost every child in Mondstadt had a turtle as a pet. It was quite the trend.
And bad for the environment.
Oh, yeah! Gene and D-Luke mentioned that a long time ago.
And the fact that you don't still have your turtle as a pet means you probably weren't very good at taking care of it. Looks at 90s children.
I had one too, of course.
Quite the hassle to take care of. Small pets like that always are.
Wait, you had one too?
Is that so strange?
Oh, no, of course not.
What about your upbringing, though? I thought you were, like, raised by bandits. What should we do with this tent tortoise?
I could bring it back to the church and raise it. It can stay behind the cathedral. I'll even build it a pool.
It's a tortoise, not a turtle.
Can't be too hard to raise, right? It looks like a tough cookie.
Tortoises and turtles are not the same thing, Dahlia.
Not happening. The next thing you know, you'll have an invasive species on your hands. Just tell that mage to put it back where she found it.
Guess that's for the best.
Can't be too hard to raise, right? It looks like a tough cookie.
Not happening. The next thing you know, you'll have an invasive species on your hands.
Yeah, why couldn't they have put Dahlia on this banner instead of the 3 same ones we're used to having over and over again? I really wish they'd done that instead. Because we have so many other characters in this game. And they're 4 stars to boot. Just, you know, liven it up a little. I don't think any of this was here before. No, it's the summer tent. It feels like I can smell the sea again.
Another tent? Huh. This one's kind of nostalgic too.
It's here because I refused to let that mage use my house as her playground. But we still needed an additional rest area for the guests, so we set up this tent instead.
Go sleep outside, he says. Even though I live in a mansion.
We can use this device to keep in touch with the mages or get some hints. Kind of like we were able to do back then, remember?
Now that you mention it, the arrangement is almost identical.
Nights on vacation, summer, the sea, and a small little wave rider. It's all taking me back.
However, you're forgetting about the part where we were stranded on a deserted island and couldn't even make it across the water. That's what stuck with me the most.
Oh, I remember. At least I wasn't dead weight in that situation.
Fun times, huh? So, the mages prepared this stuff then. Guess we should take a picture and go check in with them.
Be my guest.
You know, the expedition in Nodcry is coming to an end, but knowing Grandmaster Varka, I imagine there will be another chance to set off in the near future. Not that I'm extending an invitation, I'm just mentioning the possibility, that's all.
Count me in.
That's our honorary knight. No matter the mission, you always have a place among our ranks.
Come talk to me when you do have an official invitation, then. I have other things to do in the meantime. The intel I have on hand is pulling me in 100 different directions, but unfortunately, time off isn't one of them.
That's a shame. I take vacation whenever I can get it, and it's still never enough. I'd visit the Golden Apple Archipelago again in a heartbeat.
I think most players would.
For once, I feel the same.
Again, it'd be nice to have the full game back. Not have so many of these be time locked. That's what's caused the majority of my frustration. I feel like I point this out every timed event. Okay, what is this place here? I guess so. I feel like I've ran around too much without seeing something. Do you have any idea how much more chill my LPs would be if I... Oop, there's something. If I could do it at my own pace? Oh, you guys are the little dudes from one of the other timed events. Some of the crystal flies here? Smart move. Cataclysm and Apocalypse.
I heard this thing was terribly ineffective when first invented. You could only catch 10 in a week. Why, the research staff barely wanted to touch it, let alone improve it.
But for some reason, it gained traction among adventurers once it entered the market.
I forget it exists.
True, it takes time. It beats having to do it yourself, I suppose.
But there are so many crystal flies around here. Surely it's not that difficult to just do it the old-fashioned way?
It's a bit far, though. Just imagine how tiresome it was back in the day, having to come out here over and over again, and no gadget to help. Does that count as trespassing on private property, I wonder?
I suppose it hardly matters anymore. Adventurers aren't quite so keen on crystal flies nowadays.
The times they are a-changin', eh?
So it would seem.
What are they mumbling about?
Beats me. I'm excited about the whole crystal fly catching thing, which I forgot exists.
The times they are a-changin'.
So it would seem, yes.
Yeah, you guys are from another event. We got to see Minnie during. And there's our last one, I bet. So are these. These are all from different events. I feel like I'm being teased. Can't believe they're all here.
Such a succulent fragrance of grapes. Ah, this place is heaven. Had I a mouth that could move, I doubt I could resist eating them right off the vine.
This is awesome.
I don't remember
Whoever
having them
lives in
voiced.
here must be a person of means indeed. Even in a storybook world like Simulonka, we can never afford such a big estate.
Wait!
But this is a world inside a story too, isn't it? Oh, hello! Is something wrong?
My apologies, but the event taking place at Dawn Winery is not open to the public quite yet. Allow me to show you around a different area.
Ah, I see. That's unfortunate.
Oh, it's Noelle! Hey there!
Oh, hello, you two.
How'd you come to be stationed here?
Well, Miss Alice thought things might get complicated around here, so she said she needed someone capable who could get the job done.
So she flattered her way into dumping a bunch of work on you? Stuff that isn't even related to the Knights at all?
Oh, no. Mr. DeLuke was there too. He said he would appreciate some help guiding the tour groups from different worlds that are here to visit.
Tour groups from different worlds? Oh, right! The Golden Apple Archipelago, the Valurian Mirage, Simulanka. The gang's all here!
She really put you to work, huh?
Oh, it's all right. I'm happy to help.
Yeah, the problem with doing it so tired is like I barely remember the event later. I have to look back at the recordings.
Please head this way, everyone, and we'll get the tour started.
Greetings! My name is Ask Me for Directions Arnold, and I am searching for the whereabouts of a certain lovely lady.
And he's weird about it. Okay, that's all discrepancies in the bubble. That is the wrong button. There we go. So again, I wish these weren't timed. I wish they were more like Honkai Star Rail, where you could do them at any time, but you just don't get the same prizes. I know I've said this over and over again, but it bears repeating. Okay, so here we go here. All these are fully checked. All done. Each one. 100%. Echoes of memory. All done. Each one. Homework antidotes. All done. Each one. And now for splendors, we get the crown of insight. Which I guess, if there's no epilogue...
There have been many poorly written applications lately.
I guess if there's no epilogue, that makes everything. Yeah, that's everything.
I'll just have to reject them all.
So if I go in here, let's do Flynn's. No, it's probably a bust, but you know, you gotta try. And the one time you wish a weapon. Well, it still raises me up for next time. I'm hoping for either like Lauma rerun or something similar, just because I need to get something lunar charged for Nodcry, seeing as I don't think Aino cuts it. I don't know if she technically counts. Probably not. So with that, that I do believe is everything. I am gonna look outside to see if it's still in a festive state or not. Probably just because of the other things? The other event stuff? Where is it? Yeah, it's probably all still festive. Flowery and fun. But I guess that's where I leave it for now. Unless some afterward event pops up, but I don't know if it will, seeing as I've already gotten literally everything else on the agenda. Everything has a check mark to it, so if there is an afterwards, it'll only appear on like literally the final day. So while I can check in there, I'm going to call it for now, since it is midnight and I am very tired. So thank you so much to everyone who has joined. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more Genshin Impact. And I hope to see you all in future videos. Bye-bye.